Vanny, bring me everyone.
What do you mean, everyone?
Everyone! I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
Let me explain something to you. I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude.
No one is to stone anyone until I blow this whistle.
You can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Lord, you can imagine where it goes from here.
And 3, 2, 1, we're live. Hello guys, welcome back to the Zedos Game Podcast, the live camera podcast.
Well, there's so much light in here, Joe.
Light.
Light.
I'm not going to go through the long explanation, but yeah, we need lighting so we can make Tom look beautiful.
Oh,
well, it's currently giving me a migraine, so...
Yeah, this is the first, it's kind of like a little test to see what it's like on YouTube. So, without further ado, I'm Joseph, or Jose Buchanan, or whatever anyone calls me these days.
Jose?
Who calls you Jose, Joe?
Jose. Because everyone I used to work with called me Jose, and so...
Is this literally a name you want to be called?
No.
To be honest, this is actually a true thing. My friend Ken, he had a house party one year, kind of thing, a Halloween party. He does one every year, and I was at this party, and his little sister was living with him at the time, so it was full of like... You had all of my mates, because me and Ken are best friends, so we know the same crowd of people. And then Susanna, she invited all of her friends, so her...
Susanna being Ken's sister.
Yeah, Susanna.
Okay.
Did I not say that?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, being his... Yeah, I said his little sister.
Oh, yeah, but you didn't say her name.
Well, anyway, yeah. I didn't mention any other females.
This is becoming a very confusing story.
Anyway, Susanna, her friends were there, her boyfriend's friends were there. So a lot of people I didn't fucking know at this party. And then there were these guys there, and Susanna's boyfriend turns around and is like, hey, are those guys with you? I was like, no, I thought they were with you guys. That kind of thing. And then Susanna's like, I've never seen them before. Sash, you sure you don't know any of them? I'm like, no, I don't know. So then it's like, hey, pal, who are you guys? And they're like, we're with Jose, you know, Jose's party. And I'm like, who the fuck is Jose? We're going to kick these guys out of the party. And then Joe's like, no, they're with me. I'm Jose. I'm like,
I
what?
am Jose.
And we're like
I am
what?
Jose.
So do you introduce yourself as Jose to different
groups of people?
It's difficult because when I'm with my work lot, they say, hey, Jose. It's like, who's Jose? Oh, that's Joe. No, that's Jose. It becomes very confusing. So when I'm working there, I'm just known as Jose.
What? Why does it become confusing?
Because somebody.
Are you saying because someone else is called Joe?
No, it's just.
So I'm still not following why at no point you can't. Excuse me, colleagues in general. My name's Joe.
The person you can directly blame for this is Chris Unn. When I started working at Creative Partnership, which is a company I used to work for, he just said, your name's Jose. And then everyone around the building started calling me Jose.
Chris Unn, if you're listening, you need to cut that out. Cut it out, clown shoes.
Clown shoes.
His name's Joe.
He's going to love that. You're going to love that, Chris. So yeah, that's the reason essentially, and I don't know how did we get onto this?
You literally introduced yourself as Jose, and none of us knew why.
Okay, well, yeah,
I kind of did.
All right,
that's the long rounded explanation of that. Anyway, going back into the introductions, this is Sacha Allari over here, who talks films.
Hi.
And there's a man that has been in many a show, namely the runner in what show was it?
What's Colin been in? No, I told you I'm gonna grass him up. He's here. There's another person here, and you can't see them, and he doesn't like to be shown on camera. But I'm gonna out him.
He's in the shadows.
Wow.
Just purely because I like to hear his opinion on things, and he doesn't like to give them.
Oh, you just took him to a baby's outing, man. Freaking hell. That's
You're gonna get killed later.
Nah.
And he's still not saying anything. Come on, man. Just say hello. We got an arm. I think that's the best we're gonna get at this point. Back to what I was giving you an introduction there, but
Joe, I just the disrespect that Colin showed me. I was the jogger in Humans. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There you go. As you said, the jogger in Humans. You can't. That is the staple point. He was also in 24 and Mr. Selfridge, but that's not the runner in Humans.
I think the people will most recognise me as a runner in Humans.
Yeah.
More specifically, a jogger. Because a runner's a job. I shouldn't be saying runner because that's a job in its own right. On set.
Yeah. But I was going to ask you mean runner as in an Olympic runner or runner as in a production runner?
Runner as in a production runner.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So well, you've been given the production 101 on what a runner is, guys. Whoever didn't know that. I'm assuming if you are watching this, you kind of know about films and you know what the... Anyway, I'm going off track.
You guys aren't going to pimp out Pius?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
Pimp out your shit, Joe.
So Joe very kindly...
We do that at the end.
No, we'll do it now. Joe very kindly allowed me to be a part of a short that he wrote and directed called Pius. And Joe never talks about it on the podcast.
Because I'm George Lucasing it.
Because of reasons.
I'm George Lucasing it.
But now I'm here and we're going to talk about it. And we're just going to sit in silence until Joe speaks about Pius for at least 45 seconds. Go.
So you're George Lucasifying it?
Yeah, so basically Pius is an idea that I had after watching lots of espionage and what's that Quentin Tarantino film? Kill Bill, not Kill Bill. No. Pulp Fiction. Right. And it was to do with the mystery, what was in the bag, in the box, and because I like espionage, I wanted to kind of not a playful element, a mysterious element in there that was this thing. It's almost like what Mission Impossible 3 goes into. It's like the anti-god or something. This thing that's the most powerful entity in the world, and it's encased in a suitcase. And I thought, I just found all these elements interesting, and I wanted to put it together in a little short and try and create a little universe. And and that's as far as I'm going to go with it. There's a version of it that was online. I don't. Mel might still have a version of that.
Yeah, she's got it.
But I'm George Lucasifying it, so the people of the originals are going to hate me because I changed it from what the original was, and they loved the original or hated the original. And
can you CGI me in it?
I'm going to
CGI me out of it.
No, don't CGI him out. Just put me in the background.
I'm going to
just swap this round.
I'm going to well, I've rejigged it a little bit, and for better, I think it comes off better, but you'll see the cut eventually, and I guess I'll need your approval on that. No, Joe.
My approval, mate.
When's the sequel?
I don't know.
We need a sequel.
All right. So the next section of the podcast, as dictated by me, is going to be a sequel. Yeah. Joe, go. I actually wrote you a script.
Did you?
Yes, I did, and I sent it to you.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I don't think you did.
I think we need to. I think you need to.
Colin.
I think you need to
Colin. Get off your phone. Back me up. Colin.
You're just going to be talking to someone
Colin,
off air.
Did I or did I not write a Pius sequel, follow up, and send it to you and Joe?
You might send it to me. I don't know if you said it to Joe.
He said 5 words. That's about.
Was that just a device just to get him to talk?
Yeah, and not do any more.
Fantastic. Well, okay. Look, on the grand scheme of things, I've got a grand. Again, I've thought about this a lot, and I've written a lot of notes in terms of what I want to do with it, and in the grand scheme of things, every time I write something, it becomes a lot of money. And trying to condense it so it's something a bit more personal than what it was, because the more action that you put into it, the more the more it will cost, because you have to be in buildings or run around buildings or have props, if I can write something that's good as opposed to having people run around, I think that will be more pungent than some of the ideas that I have. I mean, if you look at the beginning of I don't know what you make of this, but do you know the beginning of Mission Impossible 3 where you've got Philip Seymour Hoffman with Ethan Hunt's girlfriend? He said, "You took something from me. I want you to give it back to me."
That sounds familiar, but I'm gonna be honest. I've seen 1 and 2 and none of the others.
Oh, I would have given up after I watched 2 as well.
Yeah.
Because I generally
just remember Metallica on a mountain.
I mean, like in theory, Metallica on a mountain sounds cool. Also, just not in a Mission Impossible film.
Yeah, that second one completely debunks what that whole series was about.
But I love Ghost Protocol.
Look, all of them from 3 are brilliant. You need to see the third film, because I think Philip Seymour Hoffman is one of the best villains.
He was really good.
I can easily believe that.
Yeah, it's just, one, you've never seen Ethan Hunt or Tom Cruise in that position, because it's right at the beginning of the film, and he's just at a disadvantage straight away. So wow, what's going on here? Because he's trying to bargain with him. He's trying to say, "I'm going to kill you. I'm going to do this." It's like, wow, you just wouldn't see that. And I want that kind of element, where there's a whole bunch of chemistry and you're completely engaged from date dot. And if I could put that into an 8-minute or 10-minute little thing, then that's how I'd want to continue it and go on from there. But once you see, if there's any part of the film that you see of Mission Impossible 3, make sure you see the first 5 minutes of that film. It's freaking awesome. Okay.
So literally, I just got Joe to talk about not only Pius, but the Pius sequel. See?
Oh, man. Okay, well, yeah, I'm very shy when it comes to things like
Shouldn't be shy. It's something you created and you brought to fruition. You should be proud of it. I'm proud of it.
Oh, well,
so I want you to talk about it.
I think it's the best thing I've ever kind of been associated in.
It was awesome.
I did nothing. I bought donuts.
I stood around in a suit.
Well, I can't. I've got to thank this guy, because this guy that's not here right now, Colin.
He is. He's there. He's literally there.
Throwing himself in his phone.
If me and Colin never met on the Doritos project that we did, how long ago was that? 6 years ago.
7 years ago.
None of my ideas would have happened, to be honest. I probably wouldn't even be doing this podcast, to be honest. So there's a lot to thank Colin for. Unfortunately, Colin is not with us right now. And
he's literally sat there.
But yeah, I've got Colin to thank for that, because he kind of pushed me into the arena where I should do it. Come on, do it.
Well, now you've got multiple people pushing you.
Yeah, I know.
because the biggest thing for you've proven you can do it. So now you've got no excuse not to follow up.
And I mean, yeah, I know. I was going to make another excuse there, but I know I'm full of excuses. So it's a matter of me writing it and then executing it, and I will do. And you've heard it, there's video evidence of it now, so and audio evidence of it. So I will do it. I just don't know when. I will put a date in it at some point. But if you become the next Bond, then it's going to be extremely hard to do that.
I think you're being very kind. I'd be the next Bond.
Well, don't you think he has the persona to be the next Bond?
I might be a jogger in the next Bond.
No. Don't you think so?
I think so.
Oh, there you go.
He's got the swagger.
Like
I've only met him like 5 minutes.
It's the Tom Christensen show, man. Christian show. Christian. Yeah.
You've only known me 5 years, Joe.
But Christensen, where do I get that from?
From someone else. From literally someone with a different name.
Hayden.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
That guy.
Okay, well, I guess this is a film podcast about films, so let's talk about some films.
We were.
Literally were. I keep saying literally.
Literally.
Maybe that'll be my thing.
IP.
I'm looking over there because Colin's there.
Let's just all look off screen at Colin for a little bit. Okay. So we dive deep into the trailers now, and the first trailer we have is what is this? See how professional I am. I don't even know what the trailer is. What we're playing. I'm going to make a wild guess and say this is Kingsman. And this is the sequel. This is Kingsman: The Golden Circle, and this is the sequel to the first one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna. I don't know what to make of this because there's if you've not seen the first one, then there's a big spoiler at the end of this trailer. But Matthew Vaughn's gone and made the sequel. He clearly likes the series. He has a lot of fun with doing films like this that are kind of off the cuff. Tom, what do you make of this trailer?
I quite liked it. It looks quite slick and fun and sharp, and I'll confess I again I'm going to do this a lot throughout this. I haven't seen the first one, but like you said, spoiler warning. That's what you say, isn't it? Like you said, at the end of this trailer, you get what I imagine is a massive spoiler.
Yeah.
Which confuses me as to why they give it away in the trailer.
Yeah, I found that really weird myself. I mean, again, maybe because we haven't seen the film yet, maybe it's alluding to that element is something different to the film, or it's not the same as it was. And yeah, again, I don't know what context that is. It could be.
It gives me the same feeling as the Spider-Man trailer. You know, where you kind of feel like, have you just shown me everything?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I kind of feel awkward about talking about this. I do appreciate seeing Jeff Bridges in this because I do like Jeff Bridges.
It's full of awesome actors.
Yeah. It's Julianne Moore. You've got Halle Berry, who's nearly 50, and she looks that good.
Yeah, she looks incredible.
Jeez. I really like Jeff Bridges ever since. I've liked Jeff Bridges for a while.
Yeah.
Satch, what do you make of this trailer?
I think it's lame.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
It's
fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
I love Kingsman, and that film was like one of my favourite films. Whatever year it came out, I forgot when it came out, but you know what? I can't wait for the sequel. I've not actually read the comic books that it's based on, but...
Is it based on comics?
Yeah, it's based on a comic book. So, basically, Mark Millar, who's one of the producers, he's the producer and co-writer of the Kingsman films, as well as Kick-Ass and all of that. He's a comic book writer that became a Hollywood producer. So, all of his original writings have all become films because he's trying to get them made. And I find him kind of a unique kind of comic book writer because he totally understands that not everything can abide by the comic book. For example, like Kick-Ass is nothing like the book kind of thing. It's like it's got elements story-wise, and elements are from it, but they've changed. They've changed it up completely different kind of thing from the book. And I think Wanted as well was another one he did kind of as well, but he's got a big relationship with Matthew Vaughn because of Kick-Ass, so obviously he's adapted two of his comics kind of thing. And this looks set to be like some ongoing series kind of thing, like the old James Bond, but for the now, if you know what I mean, because it's very over the top with the henchmen and stuff, and that's what I love about it, because it's kind of modernised Bond, the Bond thing, but in a completely different way in how the Bond films are done. And like, the first one was phenomenal. I can't wait to see what they got on this one. You got Channing Tatum in here,
Mark Strong.
Well, he was in the first one, so that's kind of standard. But like, like you said, Jeff Bridges can do no wrong, man. In my eyes, man. Awesome. So yeah,
I always felt that Mark Strong should be bigger than what he is.
Mark Strong's pretty.
He's pretty huge
doing
now.
Pretty damn well. I just think he's just one of those incredible actors. He just works, man. He's just.
First time I ever saw him in anything was John Carter as the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
And
really? Yeah, he's the bad guy in John Carter. He's wicked.
I first saw him in what was that Guy Ritchie film, The Rock and Roller.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I first saw him on that, and that's because I thought he was kind of replacing Jason Statham as his go-to guy for that kind of role, I in terms of Rock and Roller, I think he played that part pretty well.
I think he's just got much more going on.
Like,
with respect to anybody else, I just think Mark Strong's just a high caliber of actor.
Even in Kick-Ass, he was a really convincing villain. I liked how he was sinister, but he didn't want to be, and it was kind of a. No, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to kill you. Kind of. It was. I like that kind of. It was almost like he's trying to get out of that, and I really love that first Kick-Ass film.
Oh, I do as well, man.
Yeah,
so
it's really good.
I don't know. For me personally, I think he'd have been a great Spider-Man, Aaron Taylor Johnson, at that time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because for me, I think he essentially is playing Spider-Man in the first Kick-Ass movie.
I guess I think at one point every kid has got, or I say act. Did you? I mean, you must have felt like that as well. Like I want to go for Spider-Man. Or
My two favourite Marvel superheroes are Spider-Man and Cyclops.
Really, Cyclops?
Yeah.
I find that intriguing. Not many people like Cyclops.
I love Cyclops.
I like Cyclops as well. But people are like, Cyclops.
But I've never. I'd love to play Peter Parker, but I've never kind of realistically seen myself playing that. I do feel that way about Cyclops. So I'd love a crack at it, especially seeing as they've never done it right.
No, not at all. No. Oh, that's another project. If we had the guy that's not here on the podcast.
Well, the guy that is.
The guy that is right there. Joe.
The guy that's right
there.
Right there.
Colin Emerson sat over there.
We'd have heated discussions about that. Well, not heated, interesting discussions because. But yeah, that's again. I won't go into that. But yeah, Kingsman. Yeah, great. I'm going to the next film, and the next film is Trash Bag.
Trash Bag.
Yeah. It also has cars in it, and it's a third one, and
so these films must be doing quite well.
Yeah,
it looks that way. I don't know. To you, did this trailer film a lot longer than it needed to be?
Yeah.
I think it definitely goes through the emotional steps of the film, doesn't it? Like.
I think
it's like Skyfall for cars.
Or Rocky 3.
Yeah.
It's Rocky 3. It's Rocky 3.
It's Rocky 3.
I mean, yeah.
This car is a bit over the hill. He doesn't want to give up his dream. He's being told he can't do it anymore, and cue Hearts on Fire. And then racing up a steep hill.
But okay, so to me, ever since I saw the trailer to the first Cars film, I thought it was really jarring purely because the cars were doing human-like things. So are there humans in this universe, or
is it all cars?
To be fair, mate, it's a Disney film. And
no, let's not mince our words. It's a Pixar film.
It just said Disney.
It's
Am I
it's a
too old? Do I not get all this now?
It's a Pixar film, but yeah, I mean, it is
I
technically.
definitely saw a castle with a firework going over it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a Disney film, but
Is it Disney Pixar?
Yeah, yes,
Right.
Disney Pixar.
Is that the happy medium?
Oh, but that's as far I'm gonna go with that anyway.
But who's watching the race there? Those were people, weren't they?
This is what I don't understand. Is it
cars watching the race?
Cars.
See, that's weird.
Well, in a world,
Not in their world.
in a world where cars talk and live like people, it makes sense that they need entertainment just like anyone else. So they would go and watch their fellow
cars
vehicular brethren
Pixar
race each other.
Okay, I understand that much, but he just went into a van, a truck. That's kind of incestuous to a degree.
Or
it's
perhaps it's symbolic.
I don't know. It's just weird.
Climbing back into the wall.
And they've got Apple screens. What's going on? I don't know.
You know what? I always said this about the Cars series. Had the first Cars had been the first ever Pixar film, we wouldn't be trash talking it as much as we are now.
No, because Pixar wouldn't exist.
I think it would.
No,
it would.
If they made something as ridiculous as this concept now,
I don't think we'd be picking into it as much. I think we'd be going, this is the first CGI thing that ever came out as a movie.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's talking cars because kids play with cars and sometimes people pretend.
Look.
But like,
the thing
it's
about
Thomas the Tank Engine, isn't it? Like he's a
no. Thomas the Tank Engine makes sense because there's humans in it that control the trains.
But the trains have faces, Joe.
Sure, but I can go with that.
They have expressive faces and they talk. Doesn't make sense.
I can go with that, Tom. But at the same time, the universe in Thomas the Tank Engine is congruent with everything going on around it. There's a station master or the
fat controller.
The fat controller. Yeah. He does what he does. So I don't know what the fat controller does. I guess he controls stuff really fatly. There are people that are on Thomas that control his coal and everything. And
no, but they go for meetings down the tracks completely of their own volition.
That's actually really true. They do.
It is true. Thomas and James go down the track and they talk.
Yeah, but
at sunset.
See, but again, at the same time, it's not trains watching trains like eat someone alive or something.
But if it was a world in which talking trains eat people, but it ain't.
No, but I want to see that movie.
Yeah, the walking train.
I can just see some executive in one of the studios in America right now listening to them. Trains? Oh, guys, got an idea here.
World War II.
Let's make it ourselves, man.
That's brilliant. That's freaking brilliant. But again, coming back on record.
Okay, so
I don't like
hates cars. Everyone hates the cars.
I don't hate cars.
You don't hate cars.
I just feel like it's not for me.
It's not for me, but I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Kids all love it. Joe.
It's a cartoon where cars talk and they develop friendships.
Is Michael Caine in this one? He was in the last one.
Was he?
Yeah.
Wow, he really needed that paycheck. He wouldn't do The Simpsons, but he would do fucking cars.
Wouldn't do The Simpsons?
No, he said he doesn't understand it.
You can't dictate his creative, urges.
Yeah, look, if Disney can get Harrison Ford to a Star Wars convention, okay, pretty sure they can afford to pay Michael Caine whatever he wants.
You can afford to get Michael Caine to play a non-blinking car.
Yeah.
Well, I don't look. Bottom line is, it's a weird, crazy world. If you were a human dropped into this world, you'd be.
If you were a human dropped into any fantasy cartoon world,
you'd be kind of like fucked.
Yeah.
I guess so. Well,
if you were dropped into the Visionaries, right?
Oh wow, that's
I'm going in.
Yeah.
Remember that film?
You go. Hold on. you can sprout a lion out your chest. This is madness.
It's like that film, what's it? Stay Tuned?
Fair enough.
Do you remember that Stay Tuned?
I don't.
When the
What's
parents get like sucked into the TV set and then random shows and stuff.
Oh shit,
it's
that's
an actual film in the 90s. I can't remember who was in it. But like, they like got sucked in TV.
Why am I thinking of Pleasantville?
The kids are changing the channel and then they're stuck in whatever show's like on. So if it's a cartoon, they're animated and they're like, shit.
Can we watch the trailer for that?
Yeah.
I would like to, but I'm not gonna.
But Cars.
Yeah.
I'm not massively offended by Cars. I feel that you are, Joe.
I just think...
I didn't realise we had a lot to say about Cars. Really.
I know.
We've had 10 minutes worth, apparently.
I've watched this trailer 5 times now and I'm starting to feel like one of Pavlov's dogs.
Oh man, what's going on? Okay, well, yeah, you kind of like the trailer. I don't. It's for me. It's just like it just looks like it does what it does on the. It says on the tin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on. This is the piece de resistance. Because as shark films go, you've got 2 vulnerable women that go on a holiday. They drink a lot. They have fun. Normal girls.
I feel like I caused this. I feel like this was my fault.
Normal gals, and then they decide to go on a. I don't know how.
Matthew Modine. That's a thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how would. Okay. Well, first of all, they're going down into this this tank. This cage.
Shark cage.
Yeah, the shark cage with this. This is where I knew it was comical.
They've got this shot of a great. They're in the cage and this massive great white kind of just coasts past them, and the great white at that point looks quite cool. They look looks quite impressive, and then they drop their camera below them. And the great white has, like we were saying earlier, has like Nightcrawler's ability and just poof, appears and hits the camera.
But all of the sharks seem to have it. They just appear from like nowhere.
Have you ever played the game? What's it called? Depth? Is it Depth? It's on PC. It's literally just you play scuba divers or you play great whites.
Oh, and that I need to play that now. I really need to play that game. I'll always play as the Great Whites. Always.
It looks like that in film form.
But I mean, what they keep trying. Every shark film that is made cannot outdo the 1975 film, Jaws. And I don't think they ever will. Even that new film, Meg, with Jason Statham, it's not going to do it.
Yeah, it is, because it's got the Stath, and they have guns. They're sharks with guns.
Okay, the one thing everyone is missing, everyone's missing the point about these films. That Jaws was not about the shark, it was about the 3 guys. It was about those guys, it was about their relationship. And a lot of people...
Well, there was also the happy accident of the shark itself being near unusable, and so they couldn't spawn the terror of
you're not being able to see it.
Not being able to see it.
Yeah.
The moments when you did see it, that's when. And I'm not a big CGI fan. I really like what would you call it? Practical effects. So the minute of course CGI can look amazing, but the second it doesn't,
the illusion's broken.
Yeah, and it just looks cheap, and you just you can't take this seriously.
Yeah,
you can't. I mean, I want to check it out because I kind of figure it's going to have some.
It looks hilarious. It's gone from being something that could be sinister and difficult to watch to being hilarious. Because look, I mean, just some of the shots that they pick, it's like.
Yeah, I hope that's the trend they're going for as well, though. But then with the title,
it's this last shot as well.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I can't take this film seriously, and I hope to get many laughs from it.
It's that thing, and you can't. There's no middle ground. You have to go so over the top. Like when in the space of a trailer, if you've seen a great white do 50 backflips, and appear out of nowhere and eat a cage and eat a boat and torpedo through the ground and appear out of nowhere with 20 of its mates. By the end of the trailer, you're like, what else is there to see this shark do?
Yeah.
Like,
well, again, I mean, one day someone's gonna discover that the film that you're making about sharks isn't really about sharks. It's about the people that are trying to whatever tool that they use to bring in the characters to deal with the sharks. It will be that because that's the only way I think it can work. Is because I will always watch Jaws over and over again because I like those characters.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I mean, there's only so much you can do, as you said, with a shark eating someone. It's we've seen it in the most horrifying way already as an audience, and so you've got to nail it. You can't just keep going for. That's what. Because I like Jaws 2, but it's not as good as Jaws. And then I'm not even going to name the other three. It had the Jurassic Park syndrome, or Jurassic Park had the Jaws syndrome, in the sense that there's diminishing returns because you already seen what the shark can do. And again with this, by the time I saw that shark eat the camera, okay, it's comedy. So yeah.
The other thing is that Jaws was, from the ground up, everyone involved in Jaws is just of such high quality. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and it is, I guess those type of actors don't really exist anymore. Would you say that? Is that very flippant of me to say?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know. I mean,
because I mean, like, was it Roy Scheider?
Yeah.
There's no one with his type of, I guess, because he comes from the actors of the 50s and 60s.
But then what kind of actor would you say he was?
That embodies his characteristics. Now, I would say, that's hard to say really. Maybe, that's a difficult one. Maybe, who was Zorg? John Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg.
Oh, what? Gary Oldman?
Yeah, I would say maybe Gary Oldman has that kind of sense of it, but it's not the same. It's not the same kind of sense of it, but he's the.
I think that generation, we had Newman and that kind of generation of that man's man actor kind of. Eastwood's still kicking about.
Yeah, but I mean, the last film he did was Gran Torino, wasn't it? Yeah, and so.
But I think he's kind of the last, part of the last.
Of that era.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because I can't really think. Because then became the 80s action hero after that.
Yeah.
And then now that era's kind of gone. Yeah. Well, either way, I mean. It's.
Do you know what? Purely based on The Walking Dead, I'd put Andy Lincoln in that kind of.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even go with that way of thinking though. Have you seen The Punisher yet?
The new John.
Yeah, I know this is
Punisher.
TV, but I like that actor.
John Bernthal was my favourite actor, but
really?
I just haven't got. I think I watched the first episode of. Literally, my only reason for watching Daredevil would be to get to John Bernthal.
No way!
So, yeah,
Daredevil's awesome.
I'm sure it just as a character I've never been too fussed.
I reckon once you do watch that, you'll have, because I didn't really feel anything for Daredevil, but when you see that they put a lot of the writing's really good in that show, and that's all I will say about it. Watch it, and by the time you get up to that character, you would think, oh my god, this is amazing. It's such a good show, especially when he said there's a anyway.
I think John Bernthal's in that bracket as well, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And I really hope he doesn't fall through into just like the action stuff, because that man's capacity to just be.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Even in Sicario, when you showed up in, have you seen Sicario?
I haven't.
Okay, so he's in Sicario.
I'm going to be saying this a lot throughout this podcast. I haven't seen it.
Sicario is sick.
He's an actor.
Yeah, I'm an actor. I don't watch anything.
Put him in your films, folks. He shows up in that, and he does a scene which is awesome. It's awesome. I won't say any more. Watch Sicario. It's definitely worth watching.
So when you said The Punisher, I thought you meant like the Thomas Jane one, because Roy Schneider's in that.
Is he really?
Yeah, he plays Frank Castle's dad.
Oh shit!
Because like the difference between that version and the comic book was like the family die in Central Park.
No, not Roy Schreiber.
Oh,
Roy Scheider.
Yeah, that's what I said. Is that not what I said? Okay.
No, because when did he die?
Yeah, I can't see Schreiber playing Thomas Jane's dad.
No, he does. Look.
No.
Didn't he die?
You're talking about Sabretooth, no?
No. I'm talking about.
I was talking about
this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But I thought you were correcting.
No.
Okay, I'm just absolutely confused.
We got lost. Let's bring this back.
Let's bring it back, man. Let's bring it back.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Let me see. I can't see that far. Okay. Oh, right, yeah. It would have still been alive then, yeah. Okay, I've not seen that. I've not seen that film.
Oh, okay.
So I had no interest in Punisher because they've all been bad. So, but yeah. Anyway,
I did like the that short that he did. Thomas Jane did.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. I off the back of that, I thought they would have got in for something, if not that. But I guess the actor that they've gone with now, I've got nothing.
Was perfect.
Yeah, I've got nothing bad to say about him. He impressed me from the beginning, because I was like, I don't know. It was almost like when they cast the new Joker, well, the old new Joker, in the Dark Knight. When I thought, really, the guy from A Knight's Tale?
Don't knock The Knight's Tale, man.
But
that's a cracking film.
No, but that's the thing. Is that how did they make that leap? Yeah. Because
I'll be honest.
That guy's the Joker. Yes, he's the next Joker. I would never have made that leap, and it's. In my mind, I couldn't see it, and then I started to see that you're the one that kind of got me into the bandwagon. Like, maybe.
Well, you know what? The first picture of him as the Joker sold me instantly, because the thing was, it's kind of like by that point I kind of learned not to underestimate Christopher Nolan, because he doesn't do shit films.
Yeah.
And then what was it? The first image where they had him look like the Joker from The Killing Joke almost, and they did like a Clockwork Orangey kind of thing. He sat down.
Yeah.
And like I was like, yeah, that's the Joker. You know what I mean? I need to see what this boy's cooking up, man. And he smacked it. That film smacked it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That film's so good. It's not even a comic book movie. It's a crime fucking thriller.
Mate,
you know what I mean? It's up there with Heat.
The Dark Knight is probably my favourite film, and that purely for that performance. Have I said that?
Yeah, we talked about it before we started shooting.
And it is purely because of him. Like, just watching an incredible actor just have the freedom to be fucking amazing for the entirety of a film.
And I mean, what a film to finish on. He's going to be remembered for that more than anything. And it's a freaking awesome performance. I can't even I haven't seen Suicide Squad, but I saw what Jared Leto was doing with the character, and it didn't interest me.
I didn't think it was that bad. I just think
I'm not
wasn't
saying
enough of him.
I've got to be honest. I started to watch that film. I couldn't sit through it.
I couldn't even. No, I'm not going to badmouth the film, but because I've not seen it. But I saw enough to know that I can't do this. And,
but he's in a tough spot, because that's tremendous pressure.
Yeah.
Which is why I thought it was a mistake to even put him in Suicide Squad. But just go different.
It wouldn't have mattered whether it's him. Anyone cast in that role would have had to be dealt the same card. You know what I mean? Didn't matter whether. I thought, to be quite honest, I'm very pro him. To be quite honest, I love Leto as an actor. When I heard he was Joker, dude, fits the build, really. I think it does, and I didn't really have a problem with his performance, but I know other people did, but like, I really didn't, because each incarnation of the Joker have always kind of fit the universe that the directors have been trying to tell, if that makes sense. Like, you couldn't take Jack Nicholson's Joker and throw it in The Dark Knight. You just couldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's two completely different types of Jokers, you know? That's like putting, what's this, the Romero guy, Cesar Romero in The Dark Knight. You just wouldn't do it, you know what I mean?
I think I would.
And it just wouldn't fit, you know what I mean? That performance wouldn't fit. It worked for the show, because that's the tone of the show, and I just felt what they did with Suicide Squad, that was the tone for what they're trying to do with this DC cinematic universe at the moment.
I don't think they know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. If they want to recast it because they want to change the tone in the later movies, then fine. But I didn't think that, what's his name? Jared Leto did a bad job. I just think that could have been anybody. You know what I mean? That could have been like the best actor on the planet there. It could have been someone's fan favourite, and the script still would have been the same, the direction still would have been the same, you know what I mean? And, you know, it probably would have been worse, or maybe it would have been better. You can't tell, you won't know, but that interpretation with all the tattoos and stuff, that still would have been there, regardless, because that's what they wanted. But, yeah.
Yeah, well, we were still talking about the trailers there.
Yeah, moving along.
That film was 47 meters down. If you want to go check that out, June 14th. Okay, so on to the actual topics, and the first on the agenda is Ridley Scott has made some comments about Neil Blomkamp's Alien 5, and he doesn't think that it's going to be something that's going to ever be made. I remember I watched movie. There's that show I was talking about, Movie Talks. There's a guy called John Campion, and he said that as soon as Ridley Scott said he was making a sequel to Prometheus, he said, yeah, that any chance of Alien 5 being a film died. It's like, yeah, he's back, and because The Martian did so well, it's like, yep, Ridley Scott's back. Yeah, you can get out of the way now, Blomkamp. And because Blomkamp's coming off of Chappie, which wasn't acclaimed in any way. Yeah, and I mean, they've moved this film forward 3 times. It was supposed to come out in November, then it was August, and then it got moved to May.
So this is the one that Sigourney Weaver was kind of signed on, as in creatively excited about.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I mean, I like his concept on it, but I think the thing is that from what Ridley Scott was saying is that there's no script for it. All he has is a concept. I think
12 page treatment.
Yeah, and
which is enough, to be quite honest, to bankroll an idea.
It clearly wasn't.
But especially, well, look, that's fair enough. But especially if you got Sigourney Weaver like backing him as well, that speaks wonder than most directors coming up with anything for. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's proof of concept right there. I mean, like, look, I get what you're saying, and obviously Fox want to roll on the Ridley success with The Martian, etc. After Prometheus, I mean, Prometheus did well. It's the biggest grossing Alien movie,
yep.
But considering how much it cost to make as well, it did just break even.
It did. Yeah.
It didn't do Star Wars money. It didn't do, you know what I mean?
Alien films will never do Star Wars money.
That's true. But I think Fox were kind of looking more on that. You know, more on that intake there. So that, you know, it was up to whoever at Fox to go yay or nay. But then at the same time, you know, they already greenlit Covenant. So Scott's producer on Covenant and potentially whatever comes after that. Now the thing is, if Covenant was the fucking blow at the box office, I don't think it will. But
no, not from the buzz it's getting.
I don't think it will. I hope it doesn't. You know,
not from the buzz it's getting. It's already getting really good buzz. So.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But let's say it does bomb, then, you know, they might try to go another way. But you know, Ridley Scott's quite confident that this isn't happening because
he's already written the third film.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, like, yeah, I think it's kind of dead for now. I don't know whether it's going to stay dead because it all depends. We don't know how successful the next Alien's going to be or this Alien's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We'd like it to be good, but you've got to understand, fans, I know you're a huge Prometheus fan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know you are, Joe. But there are a lot of people that think it's a pile of dog shit. And then you've got someone like me that's kind of in the middle. Well, I don't think it was... I get why people say it's bad because there's some real dumb things happening in that film.
Yeah.
Okay, real dumb decision making. You know, like I'm not even gonna go into it because it's a tangent. But
let's go into it.
But
do it, man.
No. I think I'll save that another time. But you know what I mean? Like the Alien franchise. There are a lot of people that don't think. You know what I mean? They don't really care for it anymore because the last decent one was in the 80s, which was James Cameron's Aliens. You know, a lot of people think that way.
I don't understand why people rag on 3 so much.
Yeah, you get people that like that like you guys that like 3.
I've come. The older I've got, the more I've come to appreciate 3.
Yeah,
I understand why David Fincher doesn't like it.
Oh yeah.
But I've started in terms of if you're gonna spoilers, if you're gonna end Sigourney Weaver's story, I think that was the best way to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought the worst thing about Alien 3 for me was just that CGI.
Yeah.
Thing that was supposed to be on the wall.
Yeah, I know. It was, I like what they did with the camera when you went to the perspective of it.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was really cool.
That was cool, but they didn't have to do it like 12 times.
No, but that
it felt like we ran out of budget.
No.
What did they do with kids' cartoons back in the day where he showed the same shot?
That's if you look at all of David Fincher's films, he always has a type of shot like that where it goes through shit.
Oh yeah, of course.
And he even does it in Gone Girl. I don't know how he managed to do that, but he always has something that has a first person perspective and goes through things, and that's I see that from Alien 3. But everyone has a unique style. Michael Bay has things blown up, and he has stuff that goes through shit.
But here's the thing. I mean, like, everyone's kind of like, you know, everyone wants to see an Alien film because everyone wants the Alien film to be fucking the nuts. You know what I mean? So it just depends on how well this does. You know, I think Blomkamp's one's completely dead because I
think his idea's alive. I don't think I don't think they have him in mind to direct it.
I don't think Scott has him in mind to direct it. While Scott has his claws in, it's his. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if this film fails, it won't. But if you know, it fails, or if the other one fails, eventually, you know, if something fails, because he has 6 planned now, you know, after this one.
He has 6 planned, doesn't mean he'll do them all.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, do you know what I mean? Let's say one of those fail, they'll probably be, hey, remember that Blomkamp guy? And they'll give him the call. You know what I mean? And if he still wants to do it, he probably does, because no one creates that amount of artwork for shit that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? This guy, you know, he even said that, you know, that was his dream project. He's been, like, writing this idea since he was, like, 14 years old. So, do you know what I mean? That's passion right there. And that's probably why Sigourney Weaver was totally into it, because if you look at Sigourney Weaver in interviews reflecting back on Alien 3 and Resurrection, which is also why 3 didn't work, because there were loads of concepts for Alien 3 without Sigourney Weaver in mind, kind of thing. And then they were like, I think she did a film which made her like a proper name, where they're like, oh, hang on, she's not just the side bitch in this series. Let's like, because the whole marketing was on her, you know what I mean, being back to the franchise, whatever, and she wanted to die because she wanted to come back to Alien, you know what I mean, which is why the character got killed off, and she didn't want no guns because she was anti-guns, so, you know what I mean, which is why there's no guns on a prison facility,
but that's the thing,
makes sense.
If you bring more guns into it, it's just aliens again, and the fact that they took that, as a kid, I wanted more guns, but that was the kid in me. Now looking at those films back to back, I actually appreciate Alien 3 more.
I gotta ask you a question,
Alien 4 is a bizarro world, so I'm not even going to go into that.
On that note, though, you've got a maximum security prison full of prisoners, no guns.
Yeah.
But there's no guards, is there?
No, there is guards, isn't there?
No, they run the place themselves. They're real
okay.
prisoners.
I guess you haven't watched it for a while.
They just can't leave. So
I haven't seen Alien 3 since 1996. Okay, I own it on Blu-ray because I've only ever owned Alien and Aliens. Yeah, I hated 3 when I saw it. I've never gone back. I remember certain aspects of it because, you know, stuff will appear on YouTube or, you know what I mean, like there'll be a clip off the TV. But I've never, even with Resurrection, I saw it in cinema in 1997. I saw it Screen 4, Warner Brothers Harrow, in that big ass screen. Yeah, saw it then and just walked out of it going, what the fuck did I see, man? What the fuck did I see with that fucking skeleton thing? In fact, that thing dying is
it's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
It's
yeah,
bizarre.
with this little like back thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the hole and thing.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck was that, man?
See, that's why I can't watch that film.
Yeah,
because it just kills everything that.
Yeah.
It just
plus like the opening. If I remember correctly, the opening because they have them being tested on and stuff, don't they? The aliens being tested on.
From what I remember, yeah.
And like the opening, like 15 minutes, you see more aliens in Alien Resurrection than you do in all 3 films put together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You like you said with Jaws, you know, the more you see it, the less scary it becomes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just becomes a joke, and that film was a joke, man. It was a fucking joke. But do you know what I mean? Like they might, like I said, they might, you know, if one of these things flop, they might choose to go another direction.
Yeah.
Like I said, but you know, it's full steam ahead on Team Scott here. So you know what I mean? Like. There's a lot of truth into what he has to say. So,
well, one thing I want to add to that is that with him doing this film and him writing the other film, again, just from Fox moving it forward 3 months, they clearly, that shows. They did that with Mission Impossible a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they have faith in the movie. They've obviously seen it, and they're like, "This is the shit, son."
Yeah.
And obviously,
that moves it right to the middle of summer or the start of summer.
Well, this is just it. Around the time when it comes out, there's nothing out around then.
Right.
Back when it was in the middle of summer, there's loads of.
Was at the end of summer. It was like August.
August,
and
yeah.
before it was November, just before Star Wars. So I can understand their reasoning with putting it there, but the fact that they've moved it forward twice. Okay, yeah, we believe in this film. We'll just dump it in the middle of summer or the beginning of summer, and it's going to make its cash. And so, and just from what the stuff that they've put online, they show you, or this is not a spoiler because it's online. They show you what happens to Elizabeth Shaw.
Yeah, I saw that. Is that part of the movie or is that just something separate?
I think you might see some parts of it in the movie, and some parts of it was just for YouTube or what that experience, whatever that experience was.
That thing upset me.
It didn't upset me because I already knew they were going to the planet.
Me. This is a joke reason though. It's not. Don't take me seriously in any way. So no one get angry, okay? When I watched Prometheus, I thought in the second one it should just be her in his head with him talking. Because I thought that concept would have been hilarious. But then all of a sudden, I haven't seen Prometheus, but he's got a new body and stuff, and I was like, oh man, I wanted my talking head being the navigator going, come here, blah, blah, and
you mean in Alien Covenant? He's got a new body, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was hoping he didn't. I was hoping he was just a head and people like use him and he goes, go here, go there.
But in Covenant, he's a different.
So there's two now. There's two. There's two. So there's one called, there's David, and there's one called, not Victor. It's just it's an updated version of David, and they've taken out all the thinking areas of it. So he's this. I can't remember the name of the android now.
Walter.
Walter. It's getting close to what Ash was.
Right.
And so obviously know what happened with Ash, and so he's going through the evolutionary stage with androids as well as showing you the evolutionary stage of how the aliens, of what the aliens were. And so I just what fascinates me about this is about this whole series is the engineers, the aliens, and what they're used for, their purpose, and how things kind of repeat itself. Because if the engineers made us and then we made androids, and the androids engineered the aliens to kill the it's a really interesting mess of affairs, which I find fascinating. And
I think visually and conceptually, the Prometheus it was good. I just think that in the first few minutes of that film, you literally have they set up like those kind of stereotypical relationships. Like the ginger fella turns up and goes to Rafe Spall, "Oh, I don't like you."
Yeah.
And then Rafe Spall's like the all like subordinate American. Do you know what I mean? It's just like this is a guy who doesn't like this guy. This is this character. This is that.
Very formulaic.
Yeah. The formula of it all, and then the biggest thing for me was you have for a film of that scale. You and the amount of incredible senior actors that are on this planet, you age up.
Right.
Terribly. he looks like he looks off. Like he's covered in slop. Like
it does look off.
It just looks awful.
Yeah.
When I refuse to believe they couldn't have gone after, say, Anthony Hopkins or someone. Do you know what I mean? Someone who can act the part. That was really bizarre to me.
Yeah, and I think because he's back. Guy Pearce is back in this new film as well, and they haven't gone that far this time. They've just more or less put a few white hairs on him, and that's it. But that's
great.
I don't know how involved his character is, or how many flashbacks, or if there's any flashbacks in this film. But I mean, either way, it's reignited interest in this franchise again. I hope this film does do well, and there's more good Alien films spawned off the back of it, and I guess Neil Blomkamp will maybe get his day someday. Maybe not on that film that he was proposing, but something similar to it.
Make Halo.
Nah, I think Halo's dead, man.
It is dead.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
If they were going to do Halo, they should have done it 10 years ago.
They just did a TV series, didn't they, of Halo?
They tried to, yeah.
My mate's in it, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit. That's like being in Tekken. No offense to anyone that's in Tekken.
Just text him now.
No, it's just that because I mean, with Tekken, we knew someone that was in it, and no one really saw it.
Yeah. And this guy was the lead as well. He was the lead of the Tekken movie.
Yeah, and I mean,
well, it never got a big release at all, did it?
I mean, it more or less went video.
Yeah.
And so it's.
I wish Resident Evil would do that.
Oh, so do I. Someone needs to kill. No, actually, I'm talking to the internet, so I better not say anything that I may regret. Someone needs to make P.W.S. Anderson stop. Not the good Anderson, P.S. Anderson, P.W.S. Anderson. They need to stop him making, or just taking franchises that I like, and just.
Oh mate,
those films have nothing to do with the game.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
But when they bring in characters from the games, from the games universe, they just demolish them.
I know.
Like,
why do that?
I watched the first one and I got through it and I was like, yeah, this is more than I expected for a
See, I hated
computer game.
I hated it from the get-go, but this guy would tell me, no, the first one's okay, man, because it's the mansion before they get to the
This
mansion.
has come from a guy that likes Mission Impossible 2. Sorry, there's no say for that.
It's not by any means a great film. It's just for what I would have expected for a computer game crossover film. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it's the second one they introduced Jill Valentine, and right. she strolls in and like lights up a cigarette, and I just went no, don't. I'm off. I'm off, and I've never watched any of the others.
Joe walking out of that one. I went and watched the second one with him. The minute they brought the Nemesis creature in, he was like, I'm out. Yeah. Gone. Some strange love affair with Nemesis. No.
It baffles me because you've got the first two.
Yeah.
You've got great. You've got it there.
You can
make those two.
Yeah, you can mine everything from that. It's there for you, P.W.S. Anderson. You didn't have to change anything. You just had to cast the actors that were the characters that were in that and make that. And it would have been better as a contained thing because it's contained in the first one's contained in the mansion, the other one's contained in a small part of the city. If they just did that, it would have worked well. I mean, we're going really off track here, but I need to get this off my chest. Have you ever seen the film Wreck?
Yeah.
See, that's Resident Evil done properly.
Yeah.
That's how you make Resident Evil. It was a contained building, and it was scary as hell because from one room to the other room, you don't know if they were going to come down. You didn't know if they were going to come down from the side. It was such an intense film. The first two, anyway. I haven't seen 3 and 4, so I can't really make a comment.
I haven't seen any of them.
Are there 4 Wreck films?
Yeah. 4 came out last year, and it continues from where 2 left off.
I found it really scary, that last scene where she's in the room and it's like bumping around the.
Yeah, that's so unnerving.
That shit me up.
And what I love, the trivia that I love about that film is that they didn't tell her what was going to happen, and everything that she's doing is reacting, reacting to. She knew something was going to happen, but she didn't know what. And it was, you get such a genuine, and because they were shooting it in infrared as well, or was it infrared? I'm not sure, but night vision, and it has that green kind of hue to it, and just looking at her eyes, just going, okay, what's going to happen? And then she gets dragged into the she gets dragged somewhere, and I just, it's so unnerving. I wish I saw that at a cinema, but anyway, Alien 5, who knows? Okay, next on the agenda.
Can I go to the loo, teacher?
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it. We'll just talk about you while you go to the loo.
That's right. Everyone does.
So yeah, this happens sometimes, folks. Is that some people need to go to the toilet and others don't. And yeah. Hey, how you doing, man? No. We're just gonna continue.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry?
I'm joking.
Okay. So we're really Joe Rogan this up now, because when Joe Rogan's guests go to the toilet, they just start wandering and talk about stuff. So how was your day? It's good.
I played a lot of Mario Kart.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah, now we're a games podcast.
Yeah, it's quite sacrilegious to talk about games. But
thought I'd mind it in there since we were talking about Resident Evil.
Still films there.
Yeah.
I'm going to touch on this quickly while Tom's not in here. Lonely Island are making a movie festival thing, which I thought was fascinating. It's about a movie. So Seth Rogen and Lonely Island are making this film about a festival that goes real just bad, and just the fact that I know it's those guys.
Wait, you're telling me that Andy Samberg and Seth Rogen are coming together with some alternate comedy?
Yeah.
This sounds like comedy Avengers right here. Throw in Kevin Smith to direct, I'm in.
Oh man. Oh yeah, just with his dialogue as well, that would be freaking awesome.
Oh man. But it won't be Kevin Smith, but no, it's still good anyway. I'm sold. I'd want to see that movie.
Yeah, Kevin Smith has had quite an he's getting quite a resurgence as of late. Yeah, man, because he's filming stuff on TV. He's making bizarre films, and he's now doing Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Yeah, reboot. Well, yeah, 2.
That's
reboot.
No, that's what.
Yeah, I know what it's called. I know what it is. I think it's genius. I think the name's genius. I can't wait to see the film.
yeah. So yeah,
I remember like 15 years ago, whenever the hell Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back came out. Yeah. I remember you being very pro, like, they should do a Jay and Silent Bob too. And I was very like, I'd like that, but I don't think that's ever going to happen, because he's always been like, no, that's not the thing, and now it's a thing.
Yeah.
Now it's a thing. You know what? Yeah, bring it.
Yeah, we were just talking about Kevin Smith, and you've heard of the Lonely Island, right?
The Lonely
Island. It's like they do like these parody music videos,
like Dick in a Box and Mother Lover and. Naming song titles, by the way.
At the end of the show, I'm going to show you a couple of their videos. There's some of them hit the mark, some of them don't. But
you ever heard of Andy Samberg?
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
He's his group.
So there's
yeah.
there's these three guys, the guys that you just mentioned. Then they just started writing stuff and filming it on just the camera, and they started putting it on YouTube, and they started getting a following, and they started to do more of them, and that was their thing. They just called themselves the Lonely Island, and I guess that was their thing outside Saturday Night Live that they were doing. So yeah, I guess that's their thing.
So
But
are they tied into Kevin Smith? Like,
no, we were just kind of dream directors thing, because they're going to make a film with Seth Rogen. About a a music festival that goes horribly wrong, and just if you know their type of comedy, in my head it's hilarious already.
Yeah, so Pop Star.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
I really wanted to see it.
It's
so badly.
It's really good.
Joke.
It's really good. But anyway, on to the next topic, and that is World War Z is being directed by David Fincher. So I'm gonna let you go from this. Are you a David Fincher fan?
Do you know what? Again, I'm gonna shame myself. Remind me who and what he's
David
done.
Fincher.
Yeah.
Okay, Alien 3, which even he banishes from his cinematography, but you like it, so
I do like Alien 3. The only thing that bothered me was the CGI. But the concept I thought was actually really cool, and it was full of really good actors. And
aside from Alien 3, 7, The Game, Panic Room, Zodiac, Gone Girl. Am I missing anything?
No, I think you got them all.
Dragon Tattoo remake.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And that's it.
He did a few episodes of what's that show with Kevin Spacey?
Oh, House of Cards.
Yeah.
He's the producer.
Oh, okay,
showrunner.
Cool. So.
Yeah, he's quite a methodical guy. He makes very interesting films. I would say anyway. The Game, out of all of his films, The Game is my favourite film.
That's the one. A lot of people haven't seen The Game, and you know what? It is a fantastic movie. It's got Michael Douglas in it. He's the lead, and
and Sean Penn just before he went crazy,
that, isn't he? Yeah.
It's sort of Sean Penn pre-crazy Sean Penn, because there's two different Sean Penn.
Pre-crazy Sean Penn?
Yeah, it's Spicoli from Richmond High, man.
Well,
stoner guy.
But, okay.
He used to be like a beach bum kind of dude, where he's just like, hey, whoa, dude, and now he's like, I'm serious about everything.
Right. Yeah, because I don't know if he's being serious or he's gonna. He looks like he's going to constantly murder someone.
Yeah, some actors tend to do that, don't they? They play a part in which
it's I don't know,
menacing or a bit hard, and then that's who they are.
Well, it's smoking weed, man. That guy seemed really chill.
But going back to it. So, did you ever see World War Z?
Again, I didn't. It didn't interest me.
No?
Zombies.
No. I mean, Walking Dead's my favourite thing in the world, but this just, it looked silly to me. And I felt the same about I Am Legend, like it just looked...
Oh, right. I can go with you more on I Am Legend.
Do you know what I mean? By the way from what I did see of World War Z, these hordes of zombies like climbing up each other, making themselves into platforms.
It was almost like the whole wave of these zombies had a brain.
Yeah, like this symbiotic kind of hive thing.
Yeah, hive mentality, as you would call it. Yeah.
And I don't know. It looked as silly to me as the Army of the Dead in the Return of the King.
I hate that part of Return of the King.
Me too.
I hate it so much.
Why I wouldn't go see one.
Oh my god! What? We don't know how to end this film. Yeah, just put the Army of the Dead in and it kills everyone.
Just like
it's a whirlwind.
It was so easy. Why didn't you do that from day dot?
Yeah.
I mean, that really upsets me. But those films were doing so well up to the last half an hour, and then it drops a douche. A proper hard, smelly douche. One of those ones that have the top
Return of the Douche.
Yeah, Return of the Douche. But anyway, we've gone really off topic.
I love those films, but anyway.
I love them.
I've got them on my shelf, man. I do like them. I mean, I own the prequels, so Star Wars prequels. I'm going to go off until I'm going to veer off again.
So World War Z 2.
Yeah.
So from what little I know of this was supposed to be a trilogy, yes, originally.
I'm not sure if it was supposed to be a trilogy.
Or because, again, I know a couple of people who were in it, and they said that they were supposed to be. There was so much mucking about with this film that what was supposed to be a couple of films ended up being one.
I could totally see that because it's based on a comic book, World War Z, and I fucking hate that movie. I think it's a big pile of dog shit, and it's the biggest mess of a comic book adaptation I've seen in my life. Like one of the, I saw it while I was on a plane, so they cut the plane sequence out when I was watching it. I can't imagine that sequence making the film being any better. I actually really hate that film. You know how you guys feel about Resident Evil? That's how I feel about it.
Can you see why I don't feel compelled to watch it?
Yeah, you know what? I'm coming from a fanboy aspect because I own the comic book, and like, look, there's a lot of comic books where screen to film, you know, you take a little, you know, leeway with that adaptation, and that's fine. But this one was kind of loosely based on the book, and then it's like they took different elements from other parts and just kind of put it in a blender and just went, here you go. You know what I mean? And okay, it might have worked as a movie to people that don't know the source material, and that's fine, I get that, but it was a book that I really liked, and I just didn't like the fucking movie. And I love Brad Pitt, I love him. I actually think David Fincher's better than this, so maybe he's after some money, he's doing a studio film to do the thing he really wants to do, because this is a studio film, because if I remember correctly, Mark Forrester hated directing this because there was a lot of studio interference, and what you said just more or less confirmed that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't care less for this film, man. But, you know, hey, David Fincher, if he directs it, I'm sure he'll do an okay job, but, you know, I don't see him signing the line if there's a lot of interference, because after Alien 3 I don't think he does those kind of films anymore, you know, but we'll see, we'll have to see. I think the main thing for him, maybe because Brad Pitt's got his back, maybe, you know, because they weren't going to make this without Brad Pitt. You can't make it without Brad Pitt, especially in the film universe that they've created. But I mean, I think David Fincher could do better, to be quite honest. I think he doesn't need to do World War Z. I don't think he should. Not that he couldn't do it. It's not a case of that. He could do it with his eyes blindfold, whatever kind of film. But I just think David Fincher, the filmmaker, if you're thinking about it for the money, sure, I hope you get something out of it. And hopefully it'll be a better film because of him. But I think that, you know, David Fincher does some awesome films. In my eyes, he really does a dud. I'd rather he not and give us some good shit. That's my personal opinion there, just based on my love for this movie franchise and my love for David Fincher, and I do love David Fincher. So
okay, again, I'm just gonna finish off the end of that,
sure.
But just the fact that it has his name on it, don't you think that gives the film a little more credibility in itself?
No, because they bastardized the fucking book.
No, I'm not talking about the book now. I'm talking about what David Fincher will bring to it, because I don't know. I really like all of David Fincher's films.
I mean, like, sure, he'll bring something to it, but for me personally, damage has been done.
Not really, because it made money.
It's like you were
for me, as a cinema goer, the damage has been done. It's like, we all know how much I hate, like, the past two Spider-Man films, okay? So, number 2, I don't really need to see that. I saw it anyway, because I'm a Spider-Man fan, right? But the damage had already been done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But not for a general audience, because you can't look. You just
but I'm just talking about my personal.
Sure. But
you know what I mean? I'm sure people love the film, but you know what I mean. Like I just didn't.
I'm just looking at a bigger picture here.
Oh, okay. Sure.
You know, in the fact that a lot of people like Gone Girl.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people like Gone Girl, and so just seeing his name attached to this is going to get a lot of people interested in it. Oh, what? That guy who did Gone Girl is going to do this. Yeah, I'll watch that.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's a very.
I'm sure it will come with its inherent buzz.
Yeah. Plus, there's like yourself, Joe. There's a lot of people that did like the picture. You know what I mean? As a film on its own right. You know what I mean? So,
I'm not actually saying that I did like it. I found aspects of it really interesting, especially the last scene where they're in that complex.
Yeah.
And I found it very Resident Evil.
Yeah.
And to be honest, that's the only part of it that I really liked.
Because it's more Resident Evil than the Resident Evil films.
Yeah, man. It's again, if he can bring something different. I mean, if he hasn't signed the dotted line yet.
Yeah.
But if he does, if he does, then you never know. There could be, he could mine some gold that you never even. He could flank you.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Fincher's the guy that's going to flank me, to be quite honest. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Okay, on to the next topic, and this one is that Ewan McGregor is to play Christopher Robin in the upcoming adaptation of Winnie the Pooh. And
a bit too old.
Yeah.
Isn't Christopher Robin like a little kid?
See, I'm gonna go this way. He's probably he's gonna start narrating as an adult, back to when he was a kid, and it's gonna just be his voice narrating, and they're gonna cast someone else as the small Christopher Robin, and it will go back and forth like, what's that film? I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, that's my idea. Because I thought the exact same thing you did. So what?
So what? Why is this coming out?
I don't know.
Is this another? Hang on, wait. Is this another live action Disney thing?
It's live action, yeah.
It's a live action Winnie the Pooh.
Disney have gone live action nuts, man.
But you know what? This is gold. I'm sorry, Winnie the Pooh is fucking gold, man.
The Lion King's gold. No. This is weird.
These flicks make money, yo.
Sure, but let's not get misconstrued. Lion King is gold.
Oh yeah.
That will make money hand over fist. I mean, look at that terrible film that just came out from Disney, Beauty and the Beast, and that made money.
Yeah,
So if you want something to look less real than real, go watch Beauty and the Beast. Because
the Beast.
Okay, I was having a conversation with Fictional Colin a while ago. And
he's not fictional. He's right there.
Anyway, go on.
I was having this conversation with Colin a while ago about. Do you remember that 8 show Beauty and the Beast with?
Of course I do. Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
And Linda Hamilton. Yeah.
Of course I do.
The prosthetics on that guy look so real, man. Yeah. They look awesome. Why couldn't they do that in that film?
Because the world isn't as good as it used to be.
You got that right.
Everything needs to be CGI.
But it doesn't even. Okay, look.
There was a French one that came out like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And the CG on that looked amazing.
But, it looked a lot better than what Disney did.
Oh yeah, he looked like a beast. This one. Yeah.
And the thing is, right? Okay.
Doesn't the new one look like a giant pug or something?
Yeah.
it looks weird. It looks so weird. I can't bring myself to. I can't watch this again. No, I can't do. I can't do that to myself. So did you watch it?
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah. I can't do that to myself again.
It's just a film where she falls in love with a rich animal.
Yeah.
He has money. He has books.
A rich animal.
Lots of books.
A rich animal with pots for slaves.
She just likes furry guys.
Do you know what? If the film was just called Beastie, the way Belle does bestiality, I would go watch that no matter how good or bad the CG was. That's just a better title.
You know what? I actually didn't mind it. I did fall asleep in it though. It was like one of those.
Was that good?
No, but I was really tired. There was something to watch. You know, I was killing time, kind of thing. And
you're really saying
whenever
this
there
film.
was a song, but whenever there was a song which was straight out the animation film, I kind of like looked a little bit and then fell asleep and then woke up right after the song. I don't know what it is about sing-alongs. That's what I fall asleep in them. Lately.
But there wasn't that much music in it.
There was quite a bit. There was 2 extra songs that were in the original.
Was it the same level as the Jungle Book remake? Because the songs in that were kind of not.
I've not seen the Jungle Book.
No, but that film was gold.
That film was.
That film was fucking awesome.
So I've heard good things about Jungle Book. Beauty and the Beast, I've heard mixed. Well, now that I've seen it, I know what the mixed things were. But
yeah, the Beast, obviously.
That's
the giant dog she's going out with.
I tell you what, Gaston is good in that.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. Chris Evans. Is it Chris Evans? No, what's his name?
The guy that was in The Hobbit.
Fast and Furious.
Oh, he's in Fast and Furious as well.
Yeah, he's in this current one and the one before number 6.
Oh, I've not seen any since 5.
Oh really?
No, I've not
you haven't seen 7?
No.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of them since the second one.
Yeah, you probably should stop there.
They get better.
Yeah, I've heard they like.
They kind of know what they want to be.
Okay.
But they're getting long in the tooth now because this current one was just kind of like, yeah, it was alright, but like it was the same as like the last 2. I don't know.
I'm not sure what anyone's expecting with these films. I mean, I'm not hating on them. Wow, they managed to pick it up. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. If they ask me to do something with it, if they ask me to do some graphics with it, yeah, of course I will.
Yeah.
Well, I'm there. But in terms of what it is what it is, man. It doesn't pretend to be anything else, and I kind of respect it for that.
Yeah.
They're making money, and people like it.
Yeah, people enjoy it, and if there's very little to enjoy in this world at the moment. Again, Christopher Robin, Ewan McGregor.
Oh yeah, Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. We just got into some wide tangents today, but this is going to be interesting to watch back. So yeah, Christopher Robin. I don't really have much to say about this other than I hope it's directed well.
I'm only interested if this is like really dark. Like this bear is a ravenous fucking.
Oh, like the bear from The Revenant.
Yeah. Winnie the Revenant.
Would he put his honey? I don't know. It's almost like
this whole film is like Christopher Robin trying to escape this giant golden killer bear.
That would be awesome. Someone needs to make Tarantino make that film.
There has to be a scene where it looks like that animatic from the New Mutants.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! Yeah.
I can't wait to see that in its full-bodied form. That's going to be awesome. Anyway, I don't really have much more to say about this. I mean, cool. Ewan McGregor's playing someone that's not Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's awesome.
Well, we'll wait and see.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
That's why I said it.
Have you noticed since like Star Wars Disney, he's getting a lot more Disney roles? I mean, first he's a candle, then Christopher Robin. Maybe this Obi-Wan role will come.
Yeah, I'm 90% sure that he's going to be playing Obi-Wan again.
Oh yeah, of course.
The fact that well, again, I'm trying to stop myself from going into a tangent. But yeah, Christopher Robin, I'm sure it'll be good.
I'll buy that for $1.
I can't. There's not much we can say about it other than yeah, I hope it's good.
Good job, peeps.
Okay, on to the next topic, and that's Joe Johnston has the possibility to be directing the Narnia sequel, reboot, whatever this is. The Silver Chair, which from the way I remember the books, that was when they were all grown up, and it had only been a year in the real world. No. That's the. I'm thinking of the books.
Yeah.
I read the books when I was at school.
Yeah, this is the 6th book, but it's actually the 4th in the series. No.
How can it be the 6th book and the 4th in the series?
Because it's like this guy did the Star Wars thing before. He's worse than Kojima, okay, in terms of chronologically kind of like there's the release order and then there's when they're set. So one of those Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe, right? Yeah. Well, there's one before that, which is how Narnia gets created, and that's like the last book in the whole.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So this one, wait, I'm trying to work it out because he does things backwards. This is supposed to be the 6th book because I read up on it on Wiki. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was trying to figure out which one went where. So there's one before that. So Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe is the 2nd. Caspian's the 3rd. No, yeah. The Dawn of the one with the ship. The last movie. The last movie. That's the 4th book. So this one is. I'm confused. I'm which? Okay, this is the 4th film, but it's supposed to be the 6th book. Wait. That makes sense anyway. I just contradicted myself. Sorry.
I'm with you. I get it.
Do you think? No, I don't know, man.
I was going to say something that may have helped you out, but it might have confused things as well. So
well, anyway, yeah. So basically, there's like this little kid in the last film who's their cousin that they bring to Narnia, who's played by some kid from one of the Hunger Games from the Maze Runner series. And he's too old to be the kid now, so fuck him.
Neither of these films I've seen, so I've got no point of reference.
They're going to have to recast anyway, because it's been like, I don't know, 7 years since the last film. So it's a reboot sequel kind of thing, but it does carry on from the previous film. They've just recast in the one kid.
Right.
If that makes sense. Who's not even like a major role anyway. So, but yeah, it is kind of like a quasi reboot because it doesn't have the original kids. I mean, it has Prince Caspian back because in the book he's an old man. So, you know what I mean? They got to recast that. Anyway, I can't remember the guy that played him.
Wasn't it Ben Barnes?
There we go. Ben Barnes played him. I mean,
I knew something.
Yeah, Ben Barnes played him. But, you know, unless they age him up or whatever, but I don't see that happening because they want to kind of make it like a new thing, if that makes sense. Because the last movie kind of bombed. You know what I mean? But Walden Entertainment, they're kind of, we want to make them still, you know what I mean? Like Disney did the first 2, then Fox came in and did the 3rd one. I don't know who's doing this one, whether it's Fox, maybe they want to rejuvenate it, I don't know. But
no, it's Sony.
Is it Sony now?
Yeah. Oh,
okay, Sony's got.
Shit.
Well, Sony need a hit. Sony need a hit. So you know,
over the back of the head.
Yeah. But what was I going to say?
Did you go to Narnia? Did you?
Yeah. Joe Johnston with Narnia.
Yeah, the most mediocre director on the planet.
Look, he's a solid choice.
No, he's not. He's a mediocre. Look, if there was a middle, he'll be in the middle.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and The Rocketeer are fucking sick films, man.
The Rocketeer is his one shining accomplishment to film.
I liked Captain.
Sorry, film directing. Sorry.
I liked Captain America.
It was mediocre.
It was okay.
It was. There you go.
I liked Cap.
Yeah, it was okay. Mediocre.
You're just upset because of Jurassic what? No, Jurassic 3.
No, not at all. He's just a mediocre director.
I hate Jurassic 3.
It was okay. And I can't say.
What is your problem, Joe?
So they got an okay director for an okay franchise. All right then.
Look, all I'm saying.
You get Dr. Alan Grant back, and you get a Spinosaurus. What's the matter with you?
Look, I love the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus. I want the Spinosaurus to come back in the next film because I think that thing is mercilessly, violently dangerous. Yeah. I want to see that thing stalking everyone. Anyway, as I was saying, Joe Johnston's mediocre.
I like his YouTube channel. He teaches you to draw and shit. It's awesome.
Look, I learned from Tony Hawk. That's all I need.
I learned from Neil Buchanan.
Is this an art attack? This is an art attack. Folks in America, Art Attack was a show on the UK on CITV, which is a children's channel, and he drew stuff and made things out of stuff. It was a really good show. If you find it on YouTube, go watch it. You'll be more creative after watching it. So,
he made faces out of pasta.
Yeah, he did. He freaking did, and that was awesome. I love that. But again, that's great, Joe Johnston. Make a good film.
Well, give him time. The movies comes out.
Hey man, there's only
this could be his one, man.
Look, I'm not saying he's a bad director. I just think he's middle of the middle. Hey, we don't know what to do with this. Hey, get Joe Johnston. He's kind of okay. If anything, the film won't be bad, but it'll be okay. And he doesn't charge much for directing, so yeah. Yeah, I don't have a vendetta against Joe Johnston.
It sounds like you do.
It does, just a little bit.
Joe, it sounds like you do.
Look, he created Boba Fett, so you know, just saying.
Hoopty woo.
Whoa.
I prefer Django Fett.
What?
Oh, look at that! Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Colin.
You almost call him guard for 2 seconds. Yeah, no, I appreciate that he did that, but I don't. As a director, meh. And I don't think I only saw the first Narnia film, and that was okay. I don't know what Prince Caspian was like, or the third one with the ship and the mouse.
The second one was pretty good.
I remember them being alright.
Yeah.
That was Prince Caspian, right?
Yeah, Prince Caspian
and then it
was
was
the second one, and
Dawn Chase?
Voyage of the Dawn. I can't remember.
Dawn or something Shredder.
Shredder, yeah.
Yeah,
Dawn
Shredder.
Yeah, there we go. That's the word.
I tell you what though, that guy that directed those 2 films, he can't catch a break, man. John Carter.
That's not him. That's not him.
I'm sure it is.
No, it's not. He's the director of Shrek, and then he did these 2.
Did he do the third one?
What? Third Shrek?
I'm sure he did another film.
No, because the director of John Carter was the Finding Dory creator. Because the minute that John Carter bombed, Disney just put out a press release saying, yeah, he's doing Finding Dory, because he never wanted to do Finding Dory, but Disney did. So, you know what I mean? It's amazing what happens when you flop really bad with John Carter, you know? It's just, all of a sudden, Finding Dory just got greenlit, and you know what? That was a good thing. He had that to go back to, because that made all the monies.
Yeah, I didn't hear much about it after Finding Dory came and went, and there wasn't really much buzz around it.
But it didn't need to generate buzz, man. People were there. It made all the monies, man, and trust me, if you haven't seen it, check it out, because it's probably one of the funniest cartoons I've seen ever.
Isn't Nemo like the biggest selling DVD?
I think it was.
I think it was. At a time it was. I don't know about now.
I think that might be. It's either The Matrix or Star Wars, or.
Yeah.
I don't know my facts on that, but you're right. You are right, because I remember it breaking, like shattering some kind of record.
Yeah.
No, at one point it was the biggest grossing animated film of all time.
Yeah.
When it first came out, that's 100%. But that title's been taken, like, and some over the years. I think Toy Story 3 broke it.
Okay.
And then it had to be a Toy Story to break it. You know what I mean? So.
From now on, I'm going to be calling the new Transformers film Trash Bag.
Trash Bag.
Yeah.
Didn't you call something else Trash Bag?
Yeah.
I
okay.
get confused.
Onto
Too many trash bags, Joe.
onto new news. The next piece of news is that Jeff Goldblum is joining Jurassic World as along with what's his name? Jurassic World.
Tell me Sam Neill's coming back.
No, he might be, but sorry, James Cromwell. James Cromwell, if you don't know him, he's
Spider-Man 3 as Captain Stacy, LA Confidential,
yeah,
and other such stuff.
Yeah.
Babe!
he was Jack Bauer's dad.
Oh yeah, he was Jack Bauer's dad. Babe, he was the farmer. Pig in the City, and Babe was the farmer.
Pig in the City, man.
I love LA Confidential, man.
Don't knock
I think
those
that's
films,
a brilliant
man.
film. I love that film.
Don't knock Babe, man. Without Babe, we wouldn't get no Fury Road.
That'll do, pig.
Fucking hell, man. Oh jeez. Okay, well, I don't know where to go from there. You completely bamboozled me.
He can look after pigs and he can look after dinosaurs too.
Well, the biggest news on this is that Jeff Goldblum is coming back, reprising his role as Dr. Ian Malcolm. Boom!
I love this Jeff Goldblum resurgence. I think it's the best thing from that other resurgence that happened last year that I won't talk about, but yeah.
Did you ever see that? Independence Day resurgence? No. No, you daft, you Wally. But it's the thing is, it's because what sold me on watching that film it wasn't Will Smith, it was Jeff Goldblum. I didn't give a damn that Will Smith didn't show up for it. I was like, Jeff Goldblum in it, yes, I'm there.
I could see why.
Didn't they have like a portrait of Will Smith in it or something?
Yeah, they had a
I bet he still got paid more than.
He probably did, you know. He probably did. That's my image. You have to pay me for it. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I remember from that Independence Day film was Jeff Goldblum. There were other actors in it. They wasted Ron Perlman. No, not Ron Perlman. Bill Pullman. I don't know why they did to him in that film what they did. They just made him out to be some crazy guy.
Didn't Honest Trailers do something where they were like, they showed his amazing speech in the first one, and then they were like, then you bring in the guy who did this speech to do this speech, and they showed him in the second one. It's like,
I think so. I didn't see the Honest Trailers for that, but I heard that it was really good. But wow, the way I think they really did a disservice to bringing him back and making him do with that character what they did with him. That's why even bother? Anyway, one of the best news that I heard this week was that Jeff Goldblum's coming to this, and I don't know what role he has in it or if he's going to be in it for very long, but it looks to me that's yep. I'm sold now. They don't need to. I don't even need to see a trailer. I'm just gonna go to it.
I really liked Jurassic World.
So did I.
I didn't really buy into the thing of making raptors your pets and having this like trainer affinity with 3 raptors, and
I sort of bought it.
It felt a bit cheesy to me.
I sort of bought it. I bought it more than what they did with the raptors in Jurassic Park 3, because he used a part of their throat to ward them off or something.
I'd buy that more. Like,
but I know, but it's the fact that they were right there, and you know,
you literally have those devices in life, like bird calling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find that more plausible than I just trained these raptors and I gave them a name, and if I hold out my hand like this,
I guess if you trained them and knew them from birth, you know what I mean. Then that kind of makes it a bit different, because they're not like shit human. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like
the thing is, they were still willing to eat him. They will eat the fuck out of him.
Well, yeah, because they probably tasted meat and like
they're dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're dinosaurs, but
they're not Labradors.
Oh my gosh, how long were you waiting for that? Oh,
just came to me. Literally just came to me. You're welcome. Podcast gold.
Nice. Gold. But yeah, okay, yeah, I can go half a way with you on what they did with that, but I mean, just bringing that back, because Jurassic Park was dead essentially, and to what Colin Trevorrow did with.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I love the film.
Yes,
that is just if I'm being a bit nitpicky.
No, I mean, if there's anything that anyone would nitpick from that, it would be controlling raptors. Really. Come on.
And then, if I remember rightly, Blue, the raptor, makes the conscious decision to attack the T-Rex at the end.
Yeah. That, I think around the end it became a comic book more so than anything than a sci-fi film.
Fighting the T-Rex, that was.
See, if this,
I did love when she kind of
running their heels.
Yeah.
Released the T-Rex to fight the bigger thing.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, what would have made that scene better if the Spinosaurus came into it?
I don't love this. I just love the good old-fashioned T-Rex.
What I loved about the Spinosaurus is that it was such a departure from what the T-Rex was, because it was just ravaging. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking hit you! I'm gonna hit you! That's my impression of a Spinosaurus.
But then it's that thing of like, everything has to be bigger. The next thing has to be bigger and bigger and bigger and more mental, and there has to be more of this, and it's like gluttonous. Like, the T-Rex is pretty fucking scary. Yeah, well, it's in the way it's. Because it just, sometimes it comes out from nowhere, and just like, do you know when they were getting in the Jeep in the first one, we gotta move, and it just shows up, and that's what's frightening about it. Fuck, it's. I wouldn't know what I would do in that situation. Yeah, I think that the other thing I think is I find things like when animals, monsters, beasts of any kind, I find them far scarier when they don't seem to have some sort of thought process. Yeah, it's just all instinct. There's no. When I see like a Spinosaurus work, like seemingly making all these decisions. Right.
It feels more like a robot or a or I say sentient because it is sentient, but it feels too human.
Yeah. Whereas like in the first Jurassic Park, Clever Girl was so fucking awesome because they're not. It's not like they're doing any. They're doing what we've been shown throughout the film is their natural hunting
ability
technique. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And he's just fallen for it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's why it's.
That's where it's scary.
Yeah.
I guess that's what you. That's probably what they'll go back to in terms of mining microquiet and stuff. In the sense that, okay, the fact that these things are so scary is because this is what they did, and this is why when they get out, it's a threat for all of us. Yeah. And the element that one of the really big elements that I loved about Jurassic World was that the park was open. We've never seen that before, and it's such a simple. Just open the park, let people come there. So, of course, freaking hell, and you've got body counts. You've got masses of back. Just one accident in that park. My God, can you imagine the insure that? There's no way you'd be able to insure a place like that. No way. Just one accident, it's over. that company's going bankrupt. But yeah, going back to this, the fact that Jeff Goldblum is in Thor Ragnarok with who's the other actor? Oh my God,
Chris Hemsworth?
No, Sam Neill.
Oh right.
Because Sam Neill's in Ragnarok as well.
Oh, I didn't know.
Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but
no, that's cool. I don't mind knowing.
Okay, but yeah, he's in the film with him as well. So maybe because they've been in that film together, that they may just bring both of them back for this film. Maybe he being actually.
I love that character.
Yeah, so do I. I like the way that I just like the dynamic between the two in the first film. They're so opposites of each other. Yeah. That it's almost like the same dynamic as Jaws, where they were. Yeah. You had these characters that kind of got on but didn't, and by the end of it, they were real. They went through this friggin' experience. Yeah,
I hated how they separated Laura Dern. I loved their relationship.
Yeah,
in the first one.
Yeah, I did.
That's what I didn't like about 3. Oh, they're not together anymore.
But the thing is,
she's got a family.
I don't know. I think because of the way he is, and because he's quite a closed off character, that character, and because Laura Dern was she was very open.
But he opened up through the course of the first one.
He did.
Spends half the film protecting those kids.
But I still think he had a problem with.
Clearly he did, Joe, because they're not together in the third one. I'm just saying, I would have liked things to have gone differently. They were a lovely couple.
That is kind of the whole point of the movie. I mean, like deep down, like that's his change. That's his character arc. He goes from hating kids to not wanting to be a family man to, okay, I love you. I put up with them now. I put up with these two cunts throughout the whole fucking course of this fucking movie. Oof. And I think I'm cool with kids.
What's your mouth out, man?
You know what I mean? No, but I mean,
I ain't even got the seat on
that's his character journey in that film. You know what I mean? So when you get to Jurassic Park 3 and they're not together anymore and they haven't taken that step, and she's got the kids and he's like just lonely dinosaur man. You know what I mean? It kind of cheapens the character overall when it comes to, you know, what they did with the first film. You know, and I know a lot of people had a problem with that actually, with the Sam Neill character. They were just like, well, that kind of cheapens him in the first film, because it does. You know
the other thing
it cheapens the character's journey. You know what I mean? You're supposed to evolve a character and develop it more from that. You know what I mean?
But the
Whenever
other thing
you
is
come back to a sequel.
she was so good in it as well.
Yeah.
And they had such good chemistry together.
They had real good chemistry
So like,
together.
I felt robbed of seeing her more.
Yeah. I think that's the thing though. I mean, realistically, when they were making this sequel, I think one of the big things would be, why would they go back?
Yeah.
And he has more of a pull to go back. You know, I guess if she wanted to make family, maybe they should have stayed together and her cameo be, I'm looking after the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, you know, and that wouldn't have cheapened the character at all, you know what I mean, in my eyes. But, you know, again, you know, somebody probably would have said, well, they won't be together, and, you know what I mean, that's kind of how it was. But I don't know, man. I totally get you there. When you said that, that made so much sense, because, you know, that's the first film for him. You know what I mean? That's the whole first film. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? Deep down, whether you like it or not, his character, that's his whole purpose for being there. His whole storyline is to be with this woman and to tolerate children, because that's what she wants. You know what I mean? That's literally it. But I know. Am I saying it wrong?
No, not at all.
Completely agree.
I kind of went through something like that not so long ago. So yeah,
You got pulled into a park full of dinosaurs.
I think what Joe's trying to say is basically he went back to the island.
What? I don't
Were you hallucinating raptors sat next to you on the plane?
I love that scene.
Alan.
I love that scene. I love that scene. But yeah, whatever comes of this film. Did you ever see J.A. Bayona's film? Just came out at New Year's. What was it called? Was that a book of something? Oh freaking hell! I can't remember what the name of the film was, but it was a film with Liam Neeson voicing a tree.
I think I remember the poster.
Yeah, it's a scary. It's a weird film, man, because it doesn't particularly have a happy ending.
Yeah.
It's dark film, man, and it's dark in the way that, do you know films from the 80s where they would have quite a melancholy ending, especially in kids films. Not all kids films.
Which is why the 80s is amazing.
Yeah, because
not everything ends happily ever after.
Yeah.
And that's why the original Transformers film is awesome, because every fucker dies.
Yeah, man, you'll get me to another area here, man. Jeez, what I love about that film is I learned more about life and death from that Transformers movie than anything else anyone else has taught me. It's like, what? This guy's dead. I've got this toy of this guy. Oh, he's dead. Oh my god. Jeez, it broke my heart when Optimus Prime did. Spoilers. But he's
spoilers.
Mate, when Prime says Megatron must be stopped no matter the cost, and then starts flying down and the touch starts playing.
Yeah.
I can't describe to you the feeling I get.
See that, Michael Bay? You have one job, yeah? Can't you get the fucking touch in these movies?
Man, you would have thought that he would have
done that by now.
No, I would have got the guy who did the Rocky 3 film, Vince DiCola, to do the soundtrack for all the films. Got the original voice actors to play Megatron. Anyway, I'm going down the rabbit hole here.
Yeah. What's next?
Well, yeah, J.A. Bayona does his first film. Well, I don't think that's his first one, but he's like a protege of Guillermo del Toro. So you know where he's coming from in terms of tone. So Jurassic World 2 is going to be, if anything, violent, very violent. So yeah, on to the next story, and that is So professional wrestling icon Vince McMahon is getting a biopic.
Your face lit up.
Yeah, so
Shut up!
You do that so well. You're fired. Yeah, I mean the guy's a cartoon. So
he is.
So the fact that
he's a hobbling cartoon.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but it's just the thing that every time he comes out, it makes me happy.
Oh,
I know you don't. You kind of despise him, don't you?
A little bit. Like, I mean, I do love that the whole. I mean, I actually really like the comment his
when he was commentating.
Incarnation. But the Mr. McMahon thing, you know, is one of the most iconic heels in wrestling history. I think certainly in WWE/F history.
Yeah.
And I do think like this is going to be interesting.
Oh yeah.
I think from the thing, I mean, it's hard, but I'm not his best mate, and I've never met him, so I can't really sit here and like.
It'd be really weird if you were.
Dissect the man and make. But from the the documentaries I've watched and the podcasts I listen to, doesn't always show him in the best light as a human being. I think the most notorious thing really would be the Montreal screwjob thing with Bret Hart.
Oh yeah, that's a constant. That's gonna follow him to his grave.
Yeah.
Oh
For
my
anyone
gosh.
who doesn't know, should I?
Yeah, go.
So in 1997, at a pay-per-view called Survivor Series, the then champion of the WWF was due to leave the company and didn't want to drop his belt to the person he was against, which was Shawn Michaels. So he was led to believe that he'd be able to win the match, and then just hand over the belt the next day or do whatever was required of him before he left the company for WCW. And during the match, a particular move was used, and the referee just called the match and gave the win to his opponent, and without him knowing. And basically, Bret Hart was left in the ring, kind of completely confused as to what had just gone on, and then realised and spat in Vince McMahon's face and went backstage and knocked him out, and it's become this massive event in wrestling history. That solidified Vince McMahon as a villain, kind of in real life and on screen, because he then became the Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, that was a persona out of the persona.
Yeah,
and I think that's just when the Attitude Era was just hitting off.
That was 97. Yeah, 97. So that actually was.
Stone Cold was around, but he wasn't. He didn't have that music yet. He had like some weird arrangement.
I think Stone Cold was against the Undertaker in that pay-per-view, because I think he tells on his he says on his podcast. I think he said he and the Undertaker they're kind of just talking shit, and then everything kicks off, and they're like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Well, that's what I love. The part of what really cemented the Attitude Era for me was because I remember watching this when it happened. I think it was King of the Ring, and Stone Cold's talking and that's why, and he said something about 316. Oh, Steve Austin, 316 just whipped your ass.
Yeah, that's the what's the word? The promo that made him, because it was he was against Jake Roberts.
Yes, that's right.
And Jake Snake was doing like a preacher gimmick.
Right.
I think like a preacher, and he was like recounting verses from the Bible, and he says something.
He says something about John 16.
Yeah, 316, and then Austin says, "Well, Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass."
And you could the big thing about it is that you couldn't say arse on TV, and because he just screw it, I'm going to say what the hell I want, and that was he broke that barrier, man, and he just became something else, and then everything just changed. I remember it used to come on Channel 4, and I just started watching it weekly again, because there was an era where I started watching it as a kid, and then as a teenager started watching it again when that happened, and wow, what a run!
Oh mate, from 97 to 2002.
Yeah.
That those like 5 years,
Yeah.
just incredible, like gold.
Especially the Monday night, the Monday night battles with WCW. That was friggin' brilliant.
Awesome. And then you had like I think it was, when was it? I think the early 2000 when the likes of Benoit and Eddie Guerrero and or the Radicals, as they were called, came over, and you had that kind of thing, and then you had the NWO.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Just so much substance. So there was. It was like watching an actual drama show every week. It's like, oh, geez, what's going to happen next week?
They were just getting it right, I think. Just they had the you know, it's
lightning in a bottle, man.
Yeah, they had the right people, you know, the right wrestlers, the right everything from in that period just came together, like.
Yeah, I mean, going back to this, we'll probably see all of the. If they do this biopic in the way that they don't wash it out, because knowing Vince McMahon, they'll probably say, no, you can't put that in. No.
You do better than me.
That's how long I've been watching the guy. But I could just imagine. No. And if they're gonna do a spot for spot in reenactment of his life, then it's gonna be some shady.
Yeah,
shit, especially what he did, this feud that happened between him and Hulk Hogan, and because that went into weird avenues with them too.
Well, you had he was taken to court, wasn't he, Vince McMahon, because of the steroid thing in wrestling in like 93.
Was it 93? I thought it was a bit later than that.
I think it was early. I think it was early 90s.
Okay.
And then you had, I think at that time Hogan stood up, spoke up for him, and then later on Hogan came out and said, I was on this, that, and the other. And
he had to be, man. There's
ferried about between people.
There's no way anyone could look like that in that era at that time.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know the full. I don't really know much about all that, but there's I think one of the podcasts I was listening to the other day, and I'm not entirely sure. It was kind of fleeting. I think someone said something about Vince McMahon was abused as a kid.
Oh, really?
And was homeless at one point, and this was all stuff that I'd never heard, because you just think of him being this incredibly rich man, you know, privileged, and he's got so many other people's lives in his hands, and on quite a few occasions has made a mess of other people's lives.
Yeah.
But that, I don't know. If that's in there, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, that'd be
learn
fascinating.
A bit more about him prior.
Because I just, I mean, what the WWF/E is, or was and is, from when he took it over from his father to what it is now. Because it's a freaking global entity, man. Just. It's hard to see how anyone else could have made that work in the way he did.
Well, I think the success from the Attitude Era and onwards was, I kind of think it was brought more about through WCW, because they hit gold with the NWO.
Yeah.
And they got to a point where they were actually winning. They
were, yeah.
And that forced a
course direction,
WWF to be
what it is,
reinventing itself, or try and come out on top.
Well, I was going from the perspective of that, like entrance music and Titantrons, just making it a big show.
Yeah,
that's because if you go to watch the wrestling before, when his father had it, it was just the guy walked in. You talked about his weight, his stats, and then they'd wrestle, and that's it.
Yeah.
And when he took over, you start to see more music, and then the ring got big. The area around the ring got bigger.
You can see the progression of that. Like you can see with, like Bret Hart. When Bret Hart came, he's this big dude. He's wearing pink tights.
Yeah.
The Ultimate Warrior. With his
the
boots and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And even
Macho Man.
Randy Savage. Then you had the Rockers and all that. That sort of more colourful, vibrant aspect came into it, and then you had the bigger, more dramatic storylines. I think there's like a clear progression of that, and it's just that thing, and you get bigger and you get bigger and you get bigger, and how do you create more of a spectacle, and how do you make people feel like they've got more of a window, and that thing of when, like, if you watch the old tapes of like the Ultimate Warrior's music coming, like there's I think you can get it on YouTube, Ultimate Warrior against Andre the Giant. And I think Andre the Giant comes out to no music at all. It is that very kind of old school.
Wow.
And he just gets in the ring, and then Ultimate Warrior comes out, and that music comes on, and everyone's like, going mental.
Wow. That's what I mean. I've watched some of the old stuff and just seen the progression up to now. I mean, it's set in stone now that you need to have a persona, a video, music, something that the audience can connect with, and then you can figure out whether you're a heel or a baby face. And sometimes it works for people, sometimes it doesn't, and just that whole it's quite a pantomime. And if they go through all those aspects of his life like that, so I'm fascinated as it is, just the fact that they're doing this, because I'll definitely watch this.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it a watch. Like, be interested to see what is actually in there. I'd like to know if they touch on the Owen Hart decision.
See, this is why he'll go no. He'll just say.
I don't know, because it has been brought up in other things, but I think it's a really interesting call to have made when someone dies. If someone has died in the middle of your show and you make the decision to carry on, like that's.
Yeah. Well, in that case, then they're going to have to go through the. We just mentioned him, the crippler crossface guy.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah. I mean. I guess that's another story in itself.
It is. I mean, I don't think Vince McMahon can be held accountable for that in any way.
I guess not.
I really don't. Like, that man, Chris Benoit was an incredible wrestler, but the man murdered his family. Like, and that's not on anyone but himself.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, in terms of, because people are trying to connect it to what wrestlers go through, and Vince McMahon puts them through that. And I'm not sure what talk show it was, but he defended himself really well, because he didn't get angry. He just said he's not in control of anyone else's life. He gives them an opportunity, and what they do outside of that isn't necessarily down to him. He looks after them as much as he can.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly tough life, but there's more than, why haven't they all murdered their families? You know what I mean, there are plenty of men and women doing that job, and it's as tough for them as anyone else, and they're not.
Yeah, I guess so.
Go into that length, go to that extreme. It's like that was on him.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a somber subject, so I don't want to rattle on it too much.
Yeah,
but
come on, Joe.
But anyway, I'm interested to see whether it's a soft look at his life or not. Then I want to see it. So. Yeah, so that's the end of the news, fellas, and okay, so we can do this if you want. We've got this thing called Old But New, so it's. We talk about a film that you liked from your past that you would like people, well, millennials, to watch today.
Okay. I probably would go for the original Transformers.
Ah, nice.
Nice. So that, for me, that cartoons in the 80s it was like they were aimed at adults.
Yeah.
No one was trying to tell me everything was perfect and nobody dies.
Yeah.
Like, so when in the first section of that film, and there's a practical reason for them doing this, but in the first section of that film, all these characters they had built up between the first and I believe the second.
Yeah, because this came between the third and
died.
Yeah.
Brutally. Like, you've got who is it? So you've got
Jazz, Ironhide. Ironhide dies the worst.
Yeah, so Ironhide, you've got Megatron stood in this sort of Autobot ship, and Ironhide's been like shot through the chest, and he crawls to Megatron's foot. This is a cartoon.
Yeah.
And he like tries to reach up to Megatron, and Megatron just looks down and shoots him in the head.
He says something. It's such heroic nonsense.
Yeah.
Shoots him in the head. That's brutal.
This is a cartoon, and I'm watching this. When did that come out? Was it 86?
Yeah, 86.
So when that came out, I was 2.
Wow. Fucking hell, man. This is what I mean.
Everything about it, the soundtrack, the fact that you people, they're not people, but
but
heroes die. Beloved characters.
Yeah, characters that you care about, and when you see someone
real danger,
when you see someone get murdered, especially they're not coming back. Oh,
yeah, you can watch something, you can fall in love with a character, and then they're gone, and
yeah. It's that connection that you make, especially if you watch the TV shows, and then you come up to the movie. Oh, what's gonna happen?
And when because they set that up in the first few minutes, when you've got you get to the point where you've got some of the remaining characters like Jazz, they're left on Unicron, and you can see them like
being thrown
into this acid.
So what
you
these
are
guys
actually
doing
sat
to me?
there going, oh shit. You're not sat there going, well, they're probably going to be all right.
Yeah. and that's again, I would say that's what Michael Bay's films are missing. I understand the balance that Michael Bay's films are trying to build between making a connection with the audience, but I think you could still do that with the robots. You just give them a chance to do that, and people will care about them.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, I don't care about this next film.
Literally, after the first one, which you went because you didn't know what it was. Well, you knew what it was, but you didn't know how. You
didn't know how it was going to look.
You went full of hope.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. But I literally watch them now just because I have a sense of
duty.
I have to watch this because I love this.
Yeah.
This universe. But each time I die inside.
I'll stick by that first film though. I'll stick by that first Michael Bay film.
Yeah, because it's good.
Yeah, it's a good film. The rest of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a tough watch.
It's like the second one. I was just like, no.
I pray for Shia LaBeouf to come back now.
Oh mate, I really liked him, and I thought he had great energy. I thought he did a great job.
Well, that's what I mean. When they said he was gonna, it was gonna be directed by someone else, the fourth film that is, I thought, okay, well, this is gonna be a fresh start.
Yeah.
And then, it's still the same Michael Bay. He's still doing all the same thing, but with different people, different actors. And then he's doing it again. It's
I'm not doing it.
Oh my God, what's going on?
It's and I don't know the way that they've made. They've made all of the Autobots and Decepticons. Not all of them, but most. Well, I suppose most of the Decepticons in the following films, they're just kind of all grey and nondescript and.
Yeah, they're miscellaneous.
Yeah, so you can't even
tell who's who.
Yeah, they're just like red shirts, as it were.
Yeah, Star Trek. Yeah. And again, I mean, Hot Rod turned up in the Transformers movie, the animated one, and I didn't care. I mean, he looked cool, but I didn't. Okay, Hot Rod. And by the end of the film, okay, I get it. And to do that through the course of a cartoon, to make you kind of like a character by the end of it, especially one that muscles in with amongst all the other ones. I think that film is really well written.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It doesn't get
that moment when he opens the Matrix, and you can hear Peter Cullen say "Rise, Rodimus Prime."
Yeah.
Like, I'll get goosebumps just fucking talking about it.
Well, it's.
I love to Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus is the fucking biggest tragedy of the film.
You know what? You know why though? I got a little bit of a personal story with Ultra Magnus. Yeah.
Go on.
All right. So, my grandma lives in the States, and my birthday was before the movie came out, kind of thing. So she bought me Ultra Magnus. So on my birthday, I get this Transformers. Like, the fuck is this? Because he's not in the cartoons. And I got the Autobot version of Soundwave. I forget that Transformers name. He's in the movie. Because they have a bit of a rock in it and all their tapes come out and they start fighting.
I forgot his name.
I've forgotten his name. But he was the guy that was...
I know who you're talking about.
Blaster.
Blaster. There we go.
Okay.
So
he's orange.
Yeah. So I had Blaster, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was some knockoff shit. I was like, they're in the cartoons. But then what intrigued me was you had a white Optimus Prime toy, because it fit inside the Ultra Magnus. And I grew to love Ultra Magnus because the toy was kick-ass. And it was like what was it? It was like one of those trucks that carry on all the new cars and shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are they called?
Or was it just? Wasn't it just the?
No, because you could park other cars on top.
Yeah, it had like a.
What are those trucks called?
I don't know. It's.
A car trolley.
A car trolley. We'll call it a car trolley.
It's a car trolley.
My brain's gone.
Anyway, he just looks so fucking badass, and then he's in the movie, and then I was like, yeah, that's the toy, right? Okay, he's cool, and then he fucking dies. I'm like, oh.
No, they put him back together.
Yeah, put him back together. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I never saw the cartoons after that, but I hear.
Because in the film, you remember, he's at the scrap.
Oh yeah. He's on the planet of junk.
They've been junk, and they're like. He's trying to open the. He's let the others go, and he's trying to open the Matrix.
Yeah, he couldn't open it.
And then Galvatron gets his thingy, his sweeps to blow him up.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then they fight. Then the guy's like.
Yeah. Whose voice was that?
That was
Eric Idle.
I don't know.
No, was it Eric Idle?
I think it might have been.
Or was it?
I think it was Eric Idle. It was either one of the two, but it was someone British, and they tried to.
Oh, maybe it was Eric. No, Eric Idle was the junk thing, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Blur.
Blur? No.
Okay.
Blur was someone else completely. But yeah.
But yeah, they put him back together.
Yeah, they put him back together, and he just becomes a regular soldier.
Don't worry
again.
about your mate.
Yeah, he's
we'll
good, man.
fix him because he's a robot.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you put it's. And that's another thing in the Michael Bay films. There's some really weird continuity here because in the first film, Optimus Prime talks about the spark in his chest, which he does use. Oh no, the cube.
Are you trying to make sense of these films, Joe?
Yeah, I am. I know I'm failing. But
stop it.
Yeah, I know.
In one of these films, a robot literally has balls.
Bigger balls.
I don't know who wrote that in, but that really annoyed the crap out of me. But yeah, anyway, that was your Transformers the movie, 1996, not
86.
1986. Sorry, I just aged it there. It also
with an awesome soundtrack.
Yes, it did. One of the best soundtracks of the 80s. It just had a re-release in 4K. So if anyone has not seen it, that's just go watch it or have a just. It looks really good now. They fixed all the little imperfections. It's widescreen and everything, and redid the sound, and it's cool.
Know my favourite Transformer is?
Let me guess. Is it from the movie or the?
Both now. It was.
Bumblebee.
No. In the films, it's been shoehorned in. He's been shoehorned in, and not really to great effect, in my opinion.
I can't think of who that is.
He has a relation to one of the films we've been talking about, one of the film chains we've been talking about this evening, which Jeff Goldblum is going to be returning to. Come on.
I might miss him, man.
Grimlock.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Grimlock. Yeah.
I love Grimlock.
I like the Dinobots in general because they're just different. And what they haven't really done in the films, well, they haven't had a chance really. They're supposed to be freaking strong, really super strong. And they didn't really come across in Michael Bay's films. I don't know why I keep comparing it.
He's just chucked it. It's like with like in was it X-Men when they just chuck it.
Hey, there's that X-Men. There he was.
We got him. We got him in there.
Yeah.
You'll like it. You'll like it. Done.
The same with Grimlock. It's like, there's the T-Rex you've been wanting to see.
Yeah.
We don't know what he does, but there he is.
There he is. He's gone now. He's gone. That's
It's over, guys.
Optimus rides him, right? That's what happens? Yeah, great.
Optimus primed him. Okay, on from old but new to films opening this week. And, okay, I'm not sure if you've heard of any of these films, but Lost in London.
Lost in London, no.
Okay, so Lost in London is a Woody Harrelson film that he shot live about 2 months ago in England. So he shot it live while beaming it into cinemas.
Wow.
Which was, I thought, how the hell is he going to make that work? But he clearly pulled it off.
Yeah.
And now it's getting it's having an edit and a theatrical release, and I'm fascinated by it because it's a story of something that actually happened to him, shot for shot. So, well, I say shot for shot, if you, I'll put the trailer on after we finish, but it's wacky. But just knowing Woody Harrelson, he's that kind of guy anyway. He's got the same kind of mentality that Bill Paxton had, right. Kind of a zany, cool guy. But he's a guy that you always want to hang around with because he will always have something to do or say. And that's what that trailer looks like. It's very intriguing just to see what he gets up to in London. And the other film is called Unlocked, which stars Noomi Rapace and Orlando Bloom and Michael Douglas. And you don't like Noomi Rapace?
No.
Orlando Bloom.
Yeah.
Oh, freaking hell. I didn't even make that connection about Orlando Bloom. And Toni Collette as well. It's got an interesting cast here, and if you look at the trailer to this film, it doesn't look like a film that should be good, but it's given so much marketing. I don't know what to make of Unlocked, but it's supposed to be an action thriller that's set in London, and they've got this jihadist that they're trying to capture, but he looks like he's a front for some other agency, and Noomi Rapace gets kind of she has to kind of escape that situation. Then she goes rogue and something, and Michael Douglas comes in and tells her that you don't know the full picture, yada yada yada. And so that's all I can tell you about it, really. But again, I'll show you the trailer once we're done. Yeah, cool. From both of those films coming out this week, what would you more likely to go and see?
The first one.
Lost in London?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's different, and
it doesn't have Orlando Bloom.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to say that, Joe, but yeah.
Oh, fair enough. I said it for you, so let's get the monkey out of the closet.
That sounds interesting. Is it like completely unscripted and just literally bowling about with a camera?
Oh no, it was scripted, but he just did it live.
Okay.
I really wish I went to the actual live event because I'm fascinated to see how they went from scene to scene on that, and managed to control, because he was outside a lot, and if any filmmaker knows, controlling shit while you're outside is difficult at best. So I'm fascinated to see what this turns into. Even if it is an edit, I like to see it as well. So Sach?
Yeah, I'm going with Lost in London.
Yeah, Lost in London.
Because the trailer looked interesting. Yeah. I remember the stuff before the live stuff when he was saying this is what he's doing, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, this guy's crazy. But hey, he's got Star Wars money next, so he ain't got nothing to worry about, even if he falls flat on his ass. So, but look, it looks like it was all a success.
He's got apes money as well.
Yeah, he's got apes money as well. So he's doing well, Woody. But that's the one I choose. The other one kind of looked intriguing, kind of thing. But look, and that's mainly because of Michael Douglas. I'm not gonna lie, because when he shows up in that trailer, I was like, okay, you got my attention, because it's fucking Michael Douglas.
Yeah, man. I fancy Noomi Rapace, so I'm going to watch it for her.
That's good for you, Joe.
I like her probably because she knows when to stop being an actress and not do. Do you know when some actors go on talk shows?
Yeah.
I'm really careful with my words here. When some actors go on talk shows, and,
Why? There's no danger in me being on a talk show.
yes, there is. When you become the next Bond.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Joe, your belief in me is unfounded.
Hey man, I saw it in Pious. You played a very good agent man, so I believe that he can be Bond. So
I think there needs to be a sequel to Pious.
Oh my God, we've already talked about it.
I think that way we can pimp his bonding abilities.
Yeah. And also, let's get Colin's opinion.
It's gone full circle now.
But yeah, I mean, I can't remember the point I was making with this, but I like Noomi Rapace.
Your point was you fancy
Noomi Rapace. Yeah, I like her.
You were talking about talk shows.
Yes, once she's on talk, she's really natural. She just, hey man, I'm just in the film. I'm not. This is me. She's not. Do you know when they'll tell the actor, oh, you need to these talking points, this talking point, this talking point. She's whatever. She'll just go.
Like Kevin Smith, just
just talks.
Yeah, I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
What was that? No, I'm just going to talk about X, Y, Z and what's going on with my life. Throw out a swear word. And
I liked her in Prometheus, and I liked her in The Dragons too as well. I haven't seen her in anything else. Oh no, I saw her in Sherlock Holmes. She was interesting in that. I think underused.
What about?
I just said that.
Did he? I just said. Anyway.
I said I also liked her in Prometheus.
Oh.
And then I said I also liked her. She was in Sherlock Holmes as well. Liked her in that. She was pretty cool in that. Underused, but cool.
I never saw that Sherlock Holmes.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's better than what they did with the Moriarty in the TV show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just gone to ludicrous heights of stupid. But anyway. That's the end of that. That's the film's opening this week. That comes out in the week of May. The first week of May, ending on the 5th. Yeah, so the week of the 5th. Okay, so we come into the last part of this podcast, which I like to call Film 20 Questions, and I'm doing this one specially for you, sir. That's how I'm going to keep it now. I'm just going to do it for guests, because he gets tired of doing it, and I can't decipher the films that he chooses as the films I have to guess. So I'm just.
And as we've established, I know fuck all. So
hey man,
be one of 3 films.
Let's not go who knows more about what. Let's just play the game. We'll see how we do. And so if you don't know how this works, people, we have I have a film written down on my phone, and Tom will have 20 questions. Well, 20. I can say. He can ask me 20 questions. I can say yes or no to them.
Right.
And if you get I can give you 3 hints as to what the film.
I ain't gonna need any hints, Joe. Let's just crack on.
Confidence, I love it. Okay, so you can go at your will.
Is it?
You can confer with Satch, by the way, if you need a hint.
Oh, like my phone a friend.
Yeah.
Is it a good film?
That's your first question. Is it a good film? Yes, it is.
All right. Is it made in the last 10 years?
Just. Yes, it's.
Was it made in the last 11 years?
No. Damn it. Sorry, I'm going to have to pause you there for 1 second.
I was counting.
No, it's not that. It's just that. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Carry on. Was it made in the last 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that one. Would you like a hint?
No.
Okay.
Is it an action film?
Yes and no. It's
don't start with this. You can say yes or no, and I can ask you questions where you can only say yes or no. Don't muddy these waters.
In this, I would have to say no.
All right. So it was made in the last 10 years.
There is action in it. There are action elements in it, but I wouldn't call it a full-on action film.
Is it a drama?
Yes.
Is there one lead?
There's more. Yes, there is.
Okay. So it's made in the last 10 years. It's a drama with some action, and there's one lead. I'm getting there. Is it a fantasy?
I'm going to give you a hint.
I didn't ask for an hint.
Okay, I won't. Yes, it is a fantasy.
Thank you.
A fantasy with one lead.
Sorry?
A fantasy with one lead.
There's one main lead, yes.
Fantasy, drama, action. Is it based on any comics or graphic novels?
Yes.
Is it 300?
No.
Fuck's sake. Is it from the Marvel Universe?
No.
DC?
Yes.
The Dark Knight?
Yes. Nice, I like that. No, nothing needed but DC Dark Knight. I could have bamboozled it and gone with I don't even know
something I wouldn't have got.
Maybe. But I thought, okay, yeah, this is a Batman, yeah, let's do this. But yeah, very good, sir, very good. You got that in the... I was trying and push it to the edge, see if you could get to maybe 19. But you did well. I think the only one that did better than you was, I think, Leo.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Leo, those were not my opinions being expressed.
Unfortunately, Leo. Wow.
Yeah, I think Leo got it on 3. He got on 3 questions, and
his one just must have been really easy.
I think it was about the same, but because he's played this game with us before and you've only just listened, it's a different kind of arena. When you're playing this game, you don't know where to start from, really.
Joe, you don't have to back me up. I'm happy being in second place next time.
I need to have one of those walls like they have in Top Gear, where they have who came before you. Okay, well that's it, folks. That's all we got Tom for. Thank you, Tom, for coming into the podcast, man.
Thanks for having me.
That's been awesome. But before we go, is there anything that you're doing? Is there anything that you'd like to plug?
I should mention Haz's thing, shouldn't I?
Oh yes, that's right. Is it Origin Unknown, or is it the other?
I think it's now called The Beyond.
The Beyond. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. I didn't
in
actually know that.
Film called The Beyond.
It's supposed to be out later this year, or was it?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
It might be pushed to next year because I know he's doing something else now. I know he's on the Robin Hood project. That guy is just
he's taking off.
Yeah, he's just working. So
there's I've just finished doing a show in a Spanish TV show, historical drama called Virgin and Martyr, which I think has just been picked up, which should be appearing in places soon. And I also am a photographer, so I do headshots for actors and production shots for theatre productions. And currently I'm offering headshots for £80. If you contact me and say you heard about the headshots via the Zedos Gang podcast, I will do them for £60.
Oh wow!
So there you go. There's a deal.
Thank you very much, sir. That's I feel honoured.
That's cool.
Honoured. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you very much, man. Is there a place is there email address?
Oh yeah, I should tell you where you can see them. So if you my email address is the website address is far too long, so I'll just say, but if you put Tom Christian Photography into Google, the website will come up.
Okay.
And I'm on Twitter at Tom Christian _, and I think it's the same on Instagram.
Okay, I'll put that in the description as well, so people will have something to click on. Okay, Sach, where can we find you?
Find me on SachMan3 on Twitter. Check my YouTube under Sacha Allari, and check out my latest short film, The Little Guy. Again, I was getting mixed up with how many little guys and how many titles there are.
Okay.
Oh, and also Pious. You can see me in Pious. It's a short made by Joseph Buchanan. He's currently working on it. I'm sure if you do a little bit of digging, you'll find the full version on the internet. And if you
just search our friend Melanie Crossy.
Mel Crossy, yeah,
and it's on her website. Yeah.
And look out for the sequel, which we understand is in the works.
Figure now, man. These guys are holding me to rights.
I was told that by Colin Emerson, who's in the room.
The man that will never be seen in front of a screen. Well, yeah, you can find that if you want to have a look at it. And you can also find this podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher Radio. And soon, maybe there's another platform that I'm going to be playing around with, and I'm not sure how it works yet or how it will benefit me, but stick around. So I'm also on Twitter. If you just put on Zedos Gang into Twitter, it's just at Zedos Gang. And that's about it. You can write into the podcast as well. Just write something in the description in YouTube or iTunes or wherever you're listening to this, and feel free to comment. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and comment on what do you do on iTunes? Yeah, rate the podcast for goodness sake, and rate the podcast, and that will help me out tremendously, and anyone else that's associated with it. So please do that. It'd be freaking awesome. And on that note, this is the end of the Zedos Game podcast, and we are out.